Hey, we got numbers.
Hey guys, welcome to Cleveland Moto Podcast, episode number 515. Light 'em up, boys!
Oh, that was really effervescent.
Yeah,
That was a exciting out right there.
Oh.
Yeehaw! The what a fantastic week. We've all had away missions. We've all done cool motorcycle shit. It's really been. It has really been an epic week here at the Cleveland Moto Podcast. To my immediate left, we have
Sean Noel.
Gone for a while and back again. We're happy to see you, Sean.
Thank you.
And to his left, we have
Dan Kromke.
And to his left,
Steve Sleepy.
And to his left,
Johnny Mac.
And to his left,
Speedy Pete.
In the corner, we have
Chris Smith.
And behind the bar,
Tom Pennington.
as usual, bartender Tom Pennington.
That's a full house.
It is a full freaking house. It is the full 8 any way you slice it. Guys, I gotta say, we've just had motorcycle shit going on. We did demo rides for Moto Guzzi and Aprilia down at Mid-Ohio.
May I interject?
Please do, sir.
My cool motorcycle week started last week as I was leaving the podcast.
What? Wait.
So I'm riding home. I decided to take not a direct route home, but when I got close to my house, there's a shitty motel like right next to the turnpike.
Okay.
And I see 3 fully packed BMWs in the parking lot. BMW GSs, traveling obviously.
Sure.
They can sense each other once they get near within a certain area.
It's midnight, right? And I'm thinking like, oh, there's 3 bikes sitting out there. And then I see a couple of guys standing there drinking beer. So I pulled in. It's 3 fellas from Mexico. Wow. And so I had like a half-hour conversation with these guys. They didn't speak very good English. I don't speak very good Spanish, but we talked. And
International language.
It was cool though. Yeah, they were. I was on the monkey. They were like really taken by the monkey. And then I was asking where they're coming from, where they're going, blah blah blah. And but so yeah, my motorcycle week started
on the way home from the podcast.
On the way home from the podcast.
Oh, that's
yeah.
cool.
At one point, one of the guys pulled out his wallet and held it up, and Pete goes, "Ah, you speak BMW."
Yes, you do. Right. Yeah. Yeah. When they have a button on their dashboard that dispatches a totally different kind of helicopter.
Yeah.
Right. That's brave, Mexican people traveling in America in this particular climate.
I wanted to ask him about that, but my Spanish skills weren't strong enough.
Okay.
So we kept it like
kept it
where
light.
you coming from, where you
Yeah,
going.
I think if you said the words La Migra, they would be like, uh-oh.
Yeah,
But
right.
to that,
But
look,
now-
Scott's Moto Adventure says 120K on my GS.
Nice.
Wow. Good job, Scott's Moto Adventures. Super rad. Yeah, it's been cool. We've done all kinds of cool motorcycle shit. I'm just gonna get into it. Going down and working at the demo booth for Aprilia and Moto Guzzi at Mid-Ohio for that weekend. What a weekend. Like, how freaking... I mean, it wasn't super crazy hot, but it was hot enough to make you know that it was fucking warm, man. To give you an idea, my legs haven't been tan since 1987 or 88, but after this weekend, my legs are fucking tan. Working the booth for quite a long time, quite a number of hours. Loads of fun. I mean, just super neat meeting all those great people. And hats off to Pete and Dan, who do the traveling road show for Moto Guzzi and Aprilia, for keeping that thing running like a Swiss watch. In order to set up demo rides so that every hour on the hour, the bikes are rolling out, and 37 minutes later, they roll back in. And that gives just enough time to get the people off the bikes, to get the new people on the bikes, pull a bike that you might need to fuel or whatever, and change out your riders, change out your lead, your middle, and your tail gunner riders, and get the people on and trained. And by the way, 10 minutes before every hour, that is when the safety briefing started. And Dan had that thing running. Dan did such a good job where he was like, if you're not here 10 minutes before go time, you're not going to ride. And that happened. We got to see that in effect. The very last ride that went out was 15 bikes and 3 safeties and 3 control riders, which was the full pull. And I was so impressed by the way that they could orchestrate that and the way they kept that going, herding cats, literally herding cats. Because there are human beings that go to these events not to watch the racing, but to just demo ride 40 bikes in the weekend. And they have a rule that says you're only allowed to demo ride 2 Aprilia or Moto Guzzis per day. like leave enough for the rest of us, right? There's CF Moto there's Harley, there's Yamaha, there's all these brands
Plenty
there.
to go around.
Plenty to go around. And some of the guys were greedy, and they were like, I want to ride the RSV 4, I want to ride the factory, I want to ride the 660 factory, like I want to ride all these bikes. And they're like, well, hold on, settle down.
They just want to check their dance card.
They do. They really do. They just want to keep themselves as busy as possible for all 3 days of the event. I was there from the start to the finish of each of the very 3 days, and we never caught a minute. At about 1 o'clock or so, he'd be like, okay, well, when Pete and Joe, who's from a company in Cleveland called CBC that does Aprilia accessories and stuff like that just got their button to be an Aprilia dealer, when they would come in, then I would take over and take care of the next batch of people, getting them all signed in and taken care of so these guys could blast over and get a bratwurst, right? You had to eat while standing up. We were moving so fast, and it was pretty nice. But the demo ride, many times over the course of these 3 days, I was in excess of 110 miles an hour on a demo ride. Like never.
Allegedly.
Whatever, man. Simple science.
Oh, no, I meant for purposes of legality.
I don't care. I mean, yeah, these are all 50-mile-an-hour roads around Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. And the one particular time we went out and there was a bit of traffic. There was more vehicle traffic as people are like trying to get into the event. And Pete had picked a route that was not the same route that Harley and Yamaha and CF Moto and those guys were using. He went out and pulled his own route out of his ass. Well, he's experienced. That's what he does. And so Pete had made this gorgeous ride where we were going further out than all the other demo rides were going, and we were missing a lot of that traffic because of it. So we had plenty of time. Spencer's mustache. I appreciated the demos, especially the Tuono V4. Damn straight.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Tuono V4 was the crowd pleaser for a lot of
You were in
people.
second gear there, doing 110.
Well, all right. Nobody came in and was like, I'm sad we didn't get a chance to wick these bikes up.
Yeah, right.
Because we made a right-hand turn out of Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, went down to the first intersection that you would normally go to get onto 71, and we made that right-hand turn there. And that was the last time where we were under 35 miles an hour for the next 36 minutes. The rest of it, when we launched at that corner, and what I would do is I would block traffic on that corner to make sure everybody got out at the same time. You want to keep everyone together. You don't want any cars getting in there because they're not going to go that fast. And when they would make that right-hand turn, Pete in the lead, I can tell you something about Pete. Pete likes that Moto Guzzi V85 travel. That was the bike he was riding to the hotel at night. That was the bike he was riding. He had a cell phone holder set up on that bike. That was the bike he preferred. And when he would make that right-hand turn, he instantly went to fucking light speed, right? In case you weren't sure what kind of demo this was going to be, Pete went to light speed.
Was anybody on the ride kind of like, oh, no, I don't want to participate in it? Really?
So we did have a few. And during several of our outings, one time I think Chris was being the tail gunner and I was in the middle, where we had a rider that was like, yeah, I'm not comfortable going as fast. And Pete's route did have some twisties in there too, where you got to carry your speed and really read the curve and show us what you know about riding a motorcycle. And in this a couple of them, but in this one particular outing, there was a fella on the tour reg that was like, I don't know where he learned Apex, like he was creating whole new Apex lines, through line through currents I've never seen before. But consequently, the people on the 457s, the people on the smaller Aprilias were just eating this guy up. So I had to get involved and I had to make a cut and divide the group up a little bit so I could move him further to the rear because he was becoming a trouble for other riders.
Bit of a liability.
Was he doing the straights really fast, catching up?
Nope.
No, nothing, huh?
No, he was pretty much like, this is my ride, I'm going to ride it, and if you're behind me, life's tough, right? And so I had to make the decision to like literally point my fingers at some people and be like, no, you got to pass him. And we eventually worked him back. And our goal was that we would ultimately have two, by the time we got to our second turn, I will have gone through and selectively, aimed at people and said, you're in the back group now. So I was making the cut between our green riders and our yellow riders, right? Or maybe our yellow riders and our red riders, right? And so my job was basically as the middle to be like, okay, you're getting pushed back to the slower group. And, but at some point, Chris, I lost sight of you in my rearview mirrors because you had some slower traffic with you. You had some slower guys.
Well, and they were in the back. So
Yeah.
all I did was just stay behind them, and, if
Yep.
somebody fell off, I could, get a hold of them. But, I give the guys credit for going at the speed they're most comfortable.
Right.
And you at one intersection just stopped
Yeah.
and waited for us to catch up, and
I
we're
had to.
20 seconds behind you.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
kudos to those guys for doing it at the proper speed without wrecking.
Yeah, it's absolutely true. And that idea was like, I knew the route, and it was a really good route. It was all right-hand turns. We never had to turn left. So it's a brilliant route. But there were definitely some times where I was like, okay, signal to Pete or whoever the lead rider was, okay, you can boogie now. I got this. So I'm now become the second ride leader, right? And I love the fact that normally when you go out on a demo ride and you're with a bunch of guys that are riding 220 horsepower Aprilia Tuono V4s, right? Or, Tuono RSV4s. Yeah, those guys are some pretty spicy. There's some pretty spicy riders there on a very spicy machine. And you want to give them a good experience, but you also have somebody on a Touareg 660 or even the new Aprilia 457s, right? So we had some factory 457s. We had, we had a Tuono 457. We had a Tuono 660. And those bikes are no slouch either. That's 90 horsepower, right?
Can I ask a question about
Yeah,
the
please do.
457?
Yeah.
457 cc's?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And it's a V4?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, it's parallel
It's a
twin.
parallel twin.
Yeah,
Okay,
parallel
it's
twin.
just because it's a Tuono.
Same as
I'm
the
like-
660. So 660 is a parallel twin too, but
Okay.
it's supposed to be pretty spicy.
And we had a
like,
bunch
it's
of the
great track
factory.
bike.
Yeah, we had a bunch of the factory bikes.
Yeah.
So we had a bunch of the factory bikes that they had been using on track. That's why some of the tires were boogered up the way that you saw. I was like, a lot of people were coming in to take the demo, and they were looking at the tires, and they were like, "Holy shit! I don't know if I'm ready for this."
Yeah.
And we're like, "No, those are track bikes
Yeah.
that are just doing duty today as a demo ride bike." And we never did anything in the course where the turns were dangerous. Some of my most fun was when the bikes would flush out and I'd be like, okay, well, what am I going to ride? Well, I'm going to take a V7 out. And I took a V7 out, and it was fun to just be able to be like, okay, I'm going to get 100% of what this V7 can give. And that was actually the most fun. It's better to drive a slower bike fast than a fast bike slow.
That
Oh,
actually
yeah.
came to mind when you were talking about the other Pete guy that liked to ride the V85 TT because, again, that's not a super fast bike.
No.
It's capable, but
Right.
it's not going to be in the same league as those racing bikes you're talking
Right.
about. So you can flog that thing like a rented pony and have fun with it. Where
He
the
really
other guys
was.
are never getting out of second gear, like Sleep said.
Yeah. It was really an interesting ride. It was so much fun. I took the RSV4 out on a couple of runs, and it was just the hand of God. There's nowhere we can get that bike
But-
to the speeds we want to
But
go.
I don't know how long you were on it, but like 20 minutes in on the RSV4, and my back is like,
Oh, I was experiencing all the carpal tunnels.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then you get on the
Yeah.
Tuono, and you're like, haha.
Well, that was the fun thing was I was lending myself to take the Moto Guzzi Stelvio out because that's a 130 mile an hour bike.
Oh, yeah.
And that was my favorite thing would be like, okay, I'm going to block the traffic and then get these guys all in. And then my job is to blast past everybody. And I looked down, I had that Tuono, or I'm sorry, I had that Stelvio going like 122. And you're like, God damn, that's so much fun. To get a big bike that likes to party.
Say, how did it feel? How did it feel up there?
Felt great.
Like nothing, dude. On those, like even on my Africa Twin, after he put the smooth tires on it, you look down, you're doing 95 miles an hour. You're like, holy shit, I thought I was doing 50. Like,
Yeah, it's
because there's
fun.
no wind hitting you. You don't really get the sense of speed at all.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
And it was fun to be the Hearts and Minds division where all the people that were like, oh, I really wanted to ride the RSV. I wanted to ride the RSV4. Like, I really want to. And I was like, well, okay, all right. But you do want to go out on this run, right? Yeah, I want to go out on this run. This is the only test ride I'm going to be able to do. Okay, so I'm going to make you feel not so bad. I'm going to put you on the Moto Guzzi Mandello 100S. And they're like, oh, okay. And then they go out and do the ride, and they come back, and they're like, holy shit, that bike's great.
It's a good bike.
And they come back, and they're just like, damn, okay. And so Dan kept saying, and I was a little pissed at him for saying it. He's like, it is the absolute best Aprilia that Moto Guzzi's ever built.
That is absolutely fair, though.
And it is fair. It's really interesting.
That's also a great move from the demo standpoint because you get people to try things that they normally wouldn't have, or they have maybe had written off at a previous point.
Yeah, I
They
agree.
get to experience it in a new way.
That's the thing about Moto Guzzi is everybody has literally written them off, including Moto Guzzi riders since 1920.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the joke, is they've been going out of business since they opened the door.
So circling back to the route too, I had when I was hanging out in the booth when you guys were out riding, I had a couple guys come by that had gone out, for instance, on an Indian ride and maybe a Harley ride or whatever else was out there. And I said, "So how was it?" And they said it was too short, and we just kind of plugged along. And I said, "Well, if you want to try something a little bit longer, you might enjoy this." And I remember seeing one guy come back. And he had this grin from ear to ear.
Yeah.
And, so, I mean, it really sold itself. And I think in comparison to some of the other ride distances, that was much better. And the bikes are more responsive to that kind of track that they ran them around. So I thought you guys did a really good job of promoting the brand and what the brand can do, brands plural. And also, just it was a very comfortable booth to be in as far as chit-chatting people up and where you're from and what do you ride and all that other kind of stuff. People had a lot of grins on their faces.
We were happy to have you there because Chris rode up on the California tour, like the full-on all the bells, all the whistles Cali 1400. So that was great to be able to be like, okay, here's a guy in our booth that rides their land yacht. Here's a guy who rides the absolute top of the fucking Guzzi ladder by any standard. And to get all the different people coming through the booth, we met, I'm going to say conservatively, I feel like we met every Moto Guzzi owner, came down and either took a ride or was hanging out in the booth or having a good time with us. I did take the CF Moto ride, and I took the CF Moto ride because I wanted to try the Ibex 450.
Ooh, the guy at work once won bad.
Yeah, and you know what? It is exactly what you would think it is.
I showed him the Ultra, which is the
And I'll be-
Vento now.
The Velacho, or what is it?
Ventini or
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga. It's very large and odd shaped. Yes, it's inflated. But the two complaints I had was one, they had very large number of bikes that would go out on these demos, and their demo was 4 right-hand turns. So they went out and they did 4 right-hand turns. And unlike our demo, where at 10 to 1 o'clock, let's say, at 10 to 1 o'clock, you literally got the safety briefing. He was putting people on bikes, and we were rolling out of the paddock. We were rolling out of the paddock at 1:01 or 1:02 every single time. And when I did the CF Moto, it was like, okay, you guys are all here now? That's great. Okay, there's like 24 of you, 26 of you. So now we're going to give you a sales pitch. And I was just like, oh, man, we're here to ride the bikes. We're not here for the sales
Your
pitch.
sales
You're
pitch,
killing me,
Yeah,
Small.
that's
your
the
sales pitch
ride.
was the ass on the seat of the bike.
Yeah.
That's your sales pitch. If your bike didn't make people go, oh, fuck, I want this,
Right.
you failed.
Right. And your sales pitch literally should have been all the things up to it's go time, right? But when it's go time and we're here for the safety briefing and like stagger, there's some information you got to put out to people. And by the time the information got out, I was like, we're not going to have any time left for a ride. And then we went out on what could only be called a parade. And because of the accordion effect, if you were at the front of the accordion, you were maintaining a law enforcement approved 43 miles per hour. And if you were at the back of the accordion, you were going 75 and stopped, 75 and stopped, 75 and stopped. And that's kind of what I experienced with that ride. And I was like, man, this is not well managed.
Was the CF Moto one the only other one you did?
Yeah, it was because I was honestly busy. I was seriously, I was so busy from the moment I showed up on Friday morning. I showed up at 8:30 and I started signing people in. And our first ride out is at 10. Our last ride out was at 4. So we had, 6 runs per day.
And it was a busy booth. I mean,
Yeah.
the people are coming into that booth all the time. So if you're not out riding, you can chit-chat up people nonstop.
Sure.
Just looking at bikes, sitting on, am I allowed to sit on that? Sure, go ahead. Sit
And it
on
was so predictable. Like, you knew that at 36 minutes after, you were going to see those bikes coming down the road coming into the infield. And you're like, oh, wow, this is so predictable. It's ridiculous. And it did work. If the ride would have been 5 minutes longer, we wouldn't have been able to do what we needed to do.
Right.
Yep. So I give them a lot of credit. I haven't done a demo ride in a long time where I was working the demo ride, and I was very impressed by the way they handled it. They did a great job.
My line of questioning on that before with doing the other rides is I wonder if, like for Moto Guzzi doing their, in building that ride, really knowing who their average customer is, saying, okay, they're not going to want to do 4 turns. They want to get what the bike has to offer. So let's do a ride that reflects that.
Dan and Pete said that they had been working together. Pete is an independent contractor who sells his services to a couple of different motorcycle companies. They own the truck. They own the trailer. They own the bikes inside of the trailer. Pete is a contractor who gets hired in to take their equipment and perform a task. Piaggio Group America does not own Pete. Pete is working for Piaggio Group America this weekend. And Pete will be there Labor Day weekend at our Moto Guzzi Ohio rally, at the Buc-ee rally. There won't be any Aprilias there, but he's going to have the smaller trailer with all the Guzzis in it. And, I was looking at the area around Friendly Hills campsite, because we know those roads around there are all very good, but you do have to drive about 10 minutes away from the campsite to get to the 666 and to get to the Triple Nick. You kind of have to do a little bit of a way mission to get to those. And I actually thought, and I'm going to talk to Dan about this, maybe this is the event where instead of saying, okay, the group ride leaves at 1, maybe this, because it's a more intimate event, can be the time where it's like, oh, do you want to test ride the V100S? Here's the keys. I'll see you back here in 45 minutes. Because that might be better than trying to do a orchestrated ride of 12 or 16 people where the first 15 turns away from Friendly Hills campsite are going to be red lights, green light, red light, green light, red light, green light as you're working your way along the Muskegon River. Yeah. So that, I looked at the route and I was like, okay, if I was the guy planning the route, what would my route be to take these guys out and get them some twisties and make them feel good? I think we would honestly be further ahead saying, okay, you can either make a left out of the driveway and go this way and turn right at this spot or whatever, or make a right out of the driveway and go that way and turn left at that spot or whatever, and let them have their own 45-minute experience. And then this way, you're not trying to... It can be more choose your own adventure, because maybe if you're riding the bike alone, you can be like, okay, this is what the bike can do and everything else. Because part of what this demo ride was literally Fox and Hound, or what if hare, like Fox and Hare kind of thing, where it's like you're catching the guy in the lead. And yeah, we had a lot of people riding that were like, that started at the front of the pack and they didn't end. Tanukis up, drink. They didn't end at the front of the pack. And I give them credit. It was one of the more aggressive, fun, and spirited demo rides that I'd ever done. But if you went there and you were not a skilled rider, you might have a tough time. And I only saw 3 people over the weekend that were having a tough time, And they did the only thing you can do, and that is you just drop back. You just admit that this isn't the speed you want to go. You drop back, and the tail gunner picks you up, the sweeper picks you up, and you're fine. You make it back to the camp anyway.
And they still enjoy the bike as much as anybody else. So
I agree.
Any duct tape dispensed throughout the weekend?
Yes, a little duct tape was dispensed. We had somebody that made it to the most dangerous part of the entire ride is when you're actually on the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course grounds, because the golf carts and people coming and going or whatever.
The Mumbai section.
The Mumbai section, exactly. And it's considerably, when you compare how that event is during Vintage Days versus Superbike, everyone's like, oh yeah, it's crazy here doing Superbike. No, it's fucking not. It is so chilled out, it's ridiculous. Mid-Ohio Vintage Days is sheer fucking chaos. I had a guy stop me on Friday. I'm riding my Psycho Buddy, my flat black buddy. I hung a license plate on it because I'm trying to be nice. So I hung a license plate on it, and I'm riding around, just going from point A to point B, getting a sandwich, going to the pooper or whatever. And this young guy in a golf cart was like, "Stop! Hold on! You don't have a sticker on your pit bike. You need this special sticker on your pit bike." And I was like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm not racing." And he goes, well, then you can't go in there. And I was like, but I'm doing the demo. Like, I'm working here, right? Yeah. This is my job for the next 3 days.
Here.
I'm working here, kid. Get out of my way. And he was like, well, then you can't go in there. And they were being very serious about the rules.
Yeah.
And then at one point, when Merritt showed up on Sunday, Merritt took the Psycho Buddy, and Merritt went back to the North Woods, what we call Ewok Village. So she had to do meditation and yoga.
Yeah.
So she took the Buddy Psycho back into the hinterlands.
She probably got arrested.
Well, what was funny was she's like back in the hinterlands, back where we're just always like, yeehaw, let's go.
Yeah.
And she had like 4 or 5 people approached me and were like, hey, you're not supposed to be off the asphalt on this bike.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, you know, there's all the campers in Thunder Valley and everything else. And she was like, well, that's my camper, you know. And then they were like, oh, okay, I guess if that's your camper, that's okay. You know, it's all right. And
I told you, remember the week before I said they were going to be real. They posted it. They were
being
really
a little
hard.
tight about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, they were being a little tight. Oh, if you didn't have a plate on the back of your stuff,
Yeah.
they were like circling you in with golf carts and being like, yeah, we're going to watch you put that back on the trailer.
Yeah, because the sticker was if you paid $100, then you could ride your pit bike.
Right. That was the whole thing. I thought it was hilarious when I pulled up Friday morning, bright and squirrely. Young lady at the gate was like, do you need a sticker for your pit bike? And I was like, no, I don't. It's for the demo booth. And she was like, oh, okay, great. She let me go. And then later on, a guy was like, you need to have a sticker on that. And I was like,
What do these stickers look like?
they're just, they're holographic. They're fancy. But you see the guys that have been there, they got 18 stickers on their pit bikes, you know.
But so you had a plate.
That's
and they still didn't
$1,800.
I'm sorry?
So you had a plate on the back, and they
Right. So the idea is that if your vehicle has a plate on the back, then it could ostensibly just be your damn ride, right?
Right.
So the plate on the back of your vehicle, you're cool. But they still don't want you going in the grassy areas. They want
Right,
you staying on
right.
the asphalt paths, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So that's it.
Oh, so it's not as willy nilly as
Oh,
the
it's
vintage
not even in the
days.
shadow
Oh,
of
no.
vintage
Oh,
days.
No,
okay.
There were no burnout pits. There was no. Yeah,
Well-
I didn't see any titties. Like, it was
Yeah.
no. It wasn't
Well,
even close to
this
being.
sounds
female. There's
boring.
probably a lot of male boobs walking around there because it was hot.
It was hot. It
Yeah.
was proper hot. Yeah. It was funny because my first day I had like my riding jacket, my helmet, and everything else. And the second day I brought out my old Joe Rocket perforated jacket. Like I wore my whole thing. I was like doing Iraq chic, right? Like everything was bright light
And the
colors.
third day it was the mankini, so.
It was absolutely the mankini. So yeah, wow, what a crazy experience. And but I didn't get to see 5 fucking minutes of racing because I was literally they kept me in that booth every minute. So the downside is didn't get to see any racing. The upside is got to meet a lot of people, got to do a lot of really fun rides. Spend a lot of time riding motorcycles. I put a lot of gas on a lot of bikes. You Pete, you've done these before.
Yeah.
You get a lot of seat time. You get a whole lot of seat time. And
Is it turned into like Clark Griswold? Like
yeah, look,
Terminal
kids,
Time,
Big Ben.
Big Ben.
It does. It's kind of you're running the same route every single time,
Yeah.
so you get to know where the dead animals are. You're like, oh, there's going around this corner. There's going to be a possum in the middle of the road. There was just a tiny bit of like gravelly roll spit on the roads, so there was just 1 or 2 spots on this really sweeper, like good road the guy found, that Pete found. Really good road, but it had just a little bit of a scary amount of little tiny gravel in the middle of it, which I think made it more exciting for the participants. Yeah. I got to see people like putting their foot down and pointing at the gravel and stuff.
That's how you test the ASR.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There were a couple of times on the V7 where I had allowed myself to really hang it out, and I was like, "Yeah, it's all right. This is a good bike," you know. And I was keeping my toes off the pegs so I could use the foot lean indicators. And I was like, V7 does like to party. V7 will get right down in it if you let it. So that was good. We had a good time.
Confirmed.
Oh, Spencer's
Gravel was
mustache says
sketchy.
that gravel was a bit sketchy. It was, yeah. If you came in the middle, if you for some reason weren't in one of the 2 tire stripes, the middle of it was a little curious. Yeah. I did jump across it one time on one of the RSV4s, like intentionally was like, hey, because I legitimately, on one of those rides, I gave that RSV4 a handful of fucking beans, and all of its operational systems that, IMU was on the money. It did not let me do, 220 pounds can kill you soon, or 220 horsepower can kill you as soon as look at you.
Dude, those bikes, like if you've never ridden that level of V4, it is a freaky. The first couple times you pull on that thing, it's surreal.
And these were their factory bikes.
Yeah.
And it's like you rip on that thing and you're just like, how the hell
And part
It's
of
like the Zeros. The Zeros have that 180 feet-pounds of torque, and when you crack the throttle and you don't die,
Right to your gullet.
you're like, thank you, computers.
Yeah, but on top of that, like I'm like, oh my god, fuck yeah. But at the same exact moment, I'm also like, why does this exist?
Right.
Like this should not. Nobody needs this. Nobody.
If
like,
that computer had a 1/4 of a second aneurysm, you'd die.
like someone,
If you were out trying to outrun a comet, that's when you would really need that. But otherwise,
But dude, think about this. I think about this watching some of the other kid YouTube channels and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you can be a 21-year-old kid,
Yeah.
and come from a nothing, anything, and just go there and put your credit card down and get a 220 horsepower death machine. Like with nobody even thinks twice about. Oh, you have a learner's permit. That's great as long as you have your license.
I did race mode 1, and I did race mode 1 and cracked the throttle, and the front wheel came up a solid 6 inches, and that was exactly all it came up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The wheelie controls, and you have different levels of wheelie control too. Yeah.
So race mode, the bike I happened to be on, I was like, yeah, race mode 1, let's go ahead.
Yeah.
And I hit it, and when I lit the fuse, the front wheel came up just that amount, and it was not going up 1 centimeter higher.
I found as you went through the different race modes, some of them got pretty gnarly where like it was literally a quarter turn throttle, which you're like, oh, that's great, right? Until you're in a fucking hard turn and you're trying to fucking get a little throttle, and all of a sudden all you have is like, it's almost like a 2-stroke.
Yeah.
It's like pipe, not pipe.
It was
Yeah,
something, man.
ugh.
It was really, I had a great time. So anyway, I'm not going to wax too long about that. How would you feel about riding on a motorcycle road that had a 90 mile per hour speed limit?
Marshall just said it's only the first few times when you really nail it that gives you that feeling.
Yeah.
And then it becomes normal, and that's when it becomes bad.
And that's when it becomes dangerous.
Chasing the dragon.
Chasing the dragon, absolutely. All right, guys. So the D3 motorway in Prague, or outside of Prague, between Prague and Linz, is going to be a 150 kilometer per hour, 93 miles per hour roadway. So that's cool.
How long is this stretch of road?
Let's find out. Let's go ahead. Let's look a little bit more into this. Let's see. All right. So here we go. 93 miles per hour on 107 miles. That's generous.
It's not too shabby.
Yeah. The Austrian, so the move is being trialed on the D3 motorway, which is a 107-mile section of motorway connecting Prague to the Austrian Mühlviertel Expressway, S10, to Linz. The stretch that is gaining the trail, is a 31-mile section of a 107-mile section. So this is,
Okay.
that's how they're doing it. And very cool, very straight, not many turns. So they're just going to...
Party zone.
Party zone, man. Let it run. They did this in Spain, too. So they did it, and they're going to set up electronic speed signs up there that they can adjust the speed limit based on the conditions.
there's probably places all over out west where it should be like 100 mile an hour. Like just, it's okay.
Montana.
Oh, sure.
I mean, just set your cruise
Well,
control to
that's
100
what
mile an hour. That's fine.
Well, that's what I just looked up was the areas there used to be end speed limits where you could just and Montana used to be reasonable speed. but
Reasonable speed, yeah.
They got sued over that because nobody could figure out what a reasonable speed was. So now it's 80.
Yeah. And that's what this road
When
is
you
normally.
wreck, that was not a reasonable speed.
Yeah, this
Well,
road...
the problem with Texas is when you finally hit the curve 117 miles away at 95 miles an hour because it went, that way.
Yeah.
And you just keep going straight, you plow through the desert.
The last 3 hours going into Vegas is like, I can see the glow,
Yes.
and there's no fucking turns.
Yeah.
So if you're coming into Vegas from the east, and you're like, I know that glow ahead of me is Vegas, and I'm looking at my GPS, and my GPS is telling me that I'm still 180 miles out.
That's because a giant nuclear reactor.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait a second. It can't be possible that the next 180 miles of road is straight. Very mostly. Yeah, very mostly. You could sleep and just let the car go, and
Yeah,
it would get there.
You put the what do you call it? The tie down
Yeah.
thing from the bottom of the wheel to the floor.
Right. Use your seatbelt. You're good to go.
Yep.
So they are, the rest of the time when they're not going to be giving you the party zone, they are going to enforce, or at least go back to the 130 kilometers per hour, 83 miles per hour. 83 miles an hour when it's not party time. That's pretty cool, man. So that's all right. I like that. I like seeing people going, you know what? We think you can handle it. We'll give you a few more miles per hour. I think that's a great idea. I can also tell you that having driven across Nebraska, that a speed limit of 190 miles an hour wouldn't be out of line.
Yeah.
That it should just be like,
Well-
I got pulled over one time and the cop literally said, he goes, do you know how fast you're going? I was like, not fast enough.
Yeah.
And he goes, what do you mean not fast enough? I said, still in Nebraska. Yeah, still in Nebraska.
After you
here.
stop beating you, what
Do you-
happened next?
I mean, when a cop pulls you over in Nebraska and you look at him and go, "Why the fuck do you live here?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why did you choose Nebraska?
Of all the places.
Like you could have lived anywhere and you ended here,
Of all the places you
and
could
not
live.
in the middle of it. Like there's nothing.
Excuse me.
it's beautiful. I don't know what you guys are
I
talking
got pals in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Why do they live there?
Because they're farmers.
Because they're farmers and they like fighting very strong winds.
For the record, I hate no states. I like all the states in this
Jesus,
country. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not like driving. When I make my pilgrimage to Denver every couple of years, I do not like driving across Nebraska. Every time I drive across America, I'm always like, here goes Nebraska. Okay. Here we go, Nebraska. We're going to be...
You don't smoke enough weed, man. Nebraska's awesome. You just kind of float through it, dude.
Hey, you know
It's
what? If
fucking
you're driving
perfect.
on acid through Nebraska, it's amazing. Apparently, according to Sleepy.
But the problem is,
Not either.
weed's legal in Colorado, but it's absolutely not in Nebraska. So if you're
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, no.
if you're heading from west to east, that's a 100% guaranteed you're getting pulled over.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And how long does it take to get through Nebraska?
a long time.
10 hours.
Oh,
Yeah.
have you ever seen it on a map? It's freaking really long.
yeah.
It's half as big as Montana.
Right.
Yeah.
Now,
Which
Montana.
is also very boring to drive through.
Which is also very
Hey,
boring to
Montana
drive.
is fucking beautiful.
It is
It is-
gorgeous.
It is really pretty. I'm not gonna lie. And there's fuck all there.
You know, West Texas is really just as bad.
Oh yeah, I agree. Yeah, the only difference between West Texas and Nebraska is West Texas smells worse,
And it's hotter.
and it's super hotter.
Yeah.
Super hotter. And we learned when we were doing our cross country trip that West Texas apparently is totally cool with trucks going 90 miles an hour, which is super not cool if you're on a 60 mile an hour motorcycle.
Yeah.
That's bad planning. Yeah. If you're thinking like I'm going to drive across Texas on my not so powerful motorcycle, you may want to choose another route because you're going to get a lot of sideways wind blown at you by these big trucks because they're moving. They're not waiting for you at all.
Well, they got to drive across Texas. It takes at least 3 days once you get past San Antonio, because they have to go by the driving rules.
Nobody told you that Cadillac Ranch smelled so bad.
It's all the
Yeah.
urine.
It's all the cow factories,
That
both
too.
sides of it. That's all it is. It's all cow factories. All right. So Sleepy,
Yeah.
what are you doing this weekend, buddy?
I'm going to play on a racetrack.
Yeah, you are.
It's been canceled so many times this summer. You know,
Yeah.
I've had personal shit with my mom and stuff like that. I kept having to bump it. So finally, it's you know.
And are you going with fast tracks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
you're
just
going to Nelson's Ledges.
I have every intention of trying to come out there.
Sweet.
And I'm going to be working, so I can't go. And I really wish I could. I'm so excited for you being able to do this. It's fucking cool.
It's been a long fucking process, though. I didn't expect it to be that much stuff, but
Well,
You taking the CT70 again?
yeah, that's the plan. I honestly, I would be way more comfortable and fun on that. That'd be a blast. But no, just the process, like going through the bike and just getting it all ready, and like the people that did it had it, half done. So I had to redo the other half, and then do case covers and all the other things they did to the bike. Then do all the wiring and put it away and remove all the unnecessary wiring and all the other shit and get the ECU tuned and then paint the bodywork and put all that together and blah, blah, blah. And now it's to the point like the other day I had to put all the shit on in 90 degrees, which was kind of good because I'm trying to like get it kind of broken in anyways. And then, try to fit myself to the bike and the gear. Because if you don't do that, like I fit great on the bike originally, but you're not wearing 25 pounds of leather with, everything else on it. So I took it up and down the street a few times. I had to adjust the rear sets. And so you're not taking the suit off. So I'm sitting on the ground adjusting the rear sets, just sweating my fucking balls off.
That's
man.
perfect, though. That's exactly what you needed to do.
Oh, yeah. But the game changer was, so this is the funny thing, man. Never fucking listen to anything that anybody says on the internet, right?
especially not on these bullshit podcasts.
All these
Right.
No, but all these dudes on these fucking like track day forums and shit, right? They're like, oh, you gotta get this. This is the ultimate fucking undersuit, blah 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 blah. So I listened to it, and like this winter when I had a couple bucks, I ordered this $120 fucking Alpine Star fucking like onesie for your underneath your leathers, right? And so I put that fucking thing on. And it almost ripped putting it on.
Oh, yeah.
It's made out of like pantyhose material, basically,
Yeah.
right?
You got any
And-
pictures?
Yeah, I do. If you want, that's on my OnlyFans.
It's on the OnlyFans link.
But anyway, so I get this, and like the suit would barely come off in my bedroom. It was sticking to this thing. It was catching on everything, and I'm like, man, this sucks.
This was not sexy for the wife.
So like more than the track, going to the track or anything, I've been having crazy anxiety just about dealing with this fucking suit.
Right.
Because if it's 90 degrees, I'm like, am I gonna be able to take this thing off and on all day and shit?
So my buddy Kevin said a lot of the guys with their trailer, they'll mount a hook on it.
Yeah.
So they can hook themselves and get it off.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. But more importantly, I was like,
maybe you said that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it might have been Kevin. But more importantly, I was like, I got to do something to get this fucking thing off and on. So I went to the Amazons and I bought cool weather compression top and bottom, and I slapped them on, and that suit just comes off like it's like perfect now.
Yeah, and that is definitely
it was $22.
That's a pro move.
Yeah.
Because before the invention or the adoption of Lycra as being something other than bicycle racing and sex,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Before that was a thing, we were just like, okay, you got your boxers on, whatever, maybe a t-shirt, and then you're going to put this,
Skin suit.
this animal skin that has been perhaps tanned in urine onto your body and go out to a 105-degree track all day long for several days. And when you take this thing off, whatever color your suit is what color your body is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're all stained. You're permanently stained until that shit wears off. We had green friends. We had purple friends. We had yellow friends. We had friends with stripes. Our first outing, when all these guys got their packy leathers and would take their packy leathers off after sweating in them for 3 days. And you're like, oh, you're still on the track. No, you're not.
No.
Jesus Christ. I didn't know your race suit came with nipples.
But this suit is my first, so I've had several sets of leathers over the years just for going and doing my dumb shit, right? And so the last Cortec one I had, I felt pretty safe in it. Like it was a nice, it's a nice suit, whatever. This fucking thing, I feel like a stormtrooper. Yeah. Like, it's no joke, dude. Like, it has plastic plates that start here that come all the way up through here with then CE30 armor over that with then a hard puck on top of that. Your knee, like, the bottom part of your leg, you just have enough to put in your boot. And then right from here on top of the shin, there's an entire, like quarter-inch thick thing that comes up there with then a plastic sheet over through there and then the fucking C30 armor and then the puck on top of it. So it's like when you strap into this thing, it's like...
When you crash, it's going to be so awesome. They're just going to pull Stretch Armstrong out of this suit. Suit's going to be perfectly fine, and you inside just going to be like,
But dude, it's like 20. It's like
you're going to pick him up and then like hold him there and then let him go.
And he's going to 21 pounds, 22 pounds easily. Man.
My first race suit didn't have knee pucks. To give you an idea, my first Arma suit that I bought circa 1990 did not even have fucking knee pucks on it, and all the impact areas were just 3 slices of leather with foam in between. Right, it says, Phil, turns out leather dye is good at dyeing skin. Yeah, turns out. Who'd have thunk? Right. Turns out cows don't come out purple.
No.
Yeah. Turns out you want to put the dye in and keep it that way.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things, like I probably have 6 sets of leathers at my house, and you can see the technology, and the leathers that are my newest leathers are still light years behind yours.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. This was the first time, I just decided to do. When I made this decision to do this, I was like, okay, let's not worry about too much with the bike stuff before you get the protective stuff.
Right.
So I did invest in this. It was like $1,400.
Don't you have the airbag system?
It's an airbag system in it. It's called the Inentech airbag, and you have to pay a subscription because everything has a subscription.
Everything
now.
has a subscription.
So you pay a $13 a month subscription, and that gives you the track feature.
Right.
Because without the track, it's a different algorithm for the street and track.
Exactly.
So then you get the track thing, and then you turn it on and whatever. So yeah, it has a full airbag.
Hold on, I can't go out yet. Wait, I'm waiting to have my suit turned on.
Yeah, turn.
Oh, if you got bad Wi-Fi, you don't have any signal at the track.
Inopportune re-up moment.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, firmware update.
Firmware update. Turn 7.
Oh jeez.
Oh yeah. We couldn't help but notice you're at Nelson's Ledges Racetrack.
Right.
While you're in the area,
Yeah.
could we recommend?
Yeah. No
It looks
shit.
like you're trying to race a motorcycle.
Would you like help?
Did you change your credit cards? Because turns out we turned off your airbag until you get a new credit card.
Right. But
yeah, that's scary.
But
Your airbag has expired. We're going to detonate it now.
Yeah. Well, supposedly, if you go down with this one, you can go down up to 5 times.
5 times, and they
if it's
repack
like,
it.
if you're doing like a 15, 20 mile or low side where it's like, fuck, things not even hurt.
You can go
Which
down up
sucked
to 5 times.
Yes.
It's a slow night, Sean.
We had mentioned the OnlyFans link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it should be cool. I mean, like, there's a class in the morning. We're gonna go through and do
Good.
all that.
Excellent.
But the fun part because of all the stuff that's going on and everywhere else in my life.
Yeah.
My anxiety decided to kick in like at 1,000%, but not just for this.
Right.
Like I'm getting the same anxiety for like going to a movie with my daughter as I am going to the track, whatever. But oh my God, has that been a whole new level of like fun now?
Yeah.
I have that kicking in all the time.
Well, your adrenal gland's a mighty powerful thing.
Right. But
Yeah.
I've made a decision that's helped me relax a little bit. So I'm taking essential tools, wheel nuts, things, anything I need to disassemble stuff and everything, right? But I decided that there is no prize. So if I have something of a problem that's seriouser than I can just fix with a few tools, I'm not going to try to rush and fix anything. I'm just going to say, hey, that was a good day, and then just come back.
And you learned.
Yeah.
And you learned.
Yeah.
You learned.
So, because like you start looking at it, you're like, I'm either going to have to take half this fucking garage with me, or just a few, some things I need. And I'm not interested in doing roadside rebuilding at a track.
You're going to
right
have
now.
a flat tire as soon as you roll it off the trailer.
Well, yeah, but they have tire guys there for that.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
do.
there you go.
Yeah, they'll sell you suspension or tires on the track, at the track. It's an interesting thing. Fast Tracks is what, $250 now?
$230.
Okay, $230 for novice class, right?
Yeah.
And so $230 for novice class. And now I have to make sure that our people listening at home, I've known Sleepy for a while. And when Sleepy tells you what he's done to his motorcycle, Sleepy's motorcycle is, you don't need to do that to go on this track.
No, I can't
You don't
help
need
it.
to do this. What Sleepy's done is Sleepy has built a club bike.
Yeah.
So Sleepy's built a club race bike that he didn't need to.
No.
Because I'm going to read the requirements.
No, a bike and bike.
I'm going to read the
and tape.
requirements so everybody listening at home can find out whether or not you could have done it on your Trail 70.
If it had a title.
Well,
I mean,
let's-
it has a time if it had
All
the
you had to
bike.
do was safety wire the oil dipstick and
Are you
maybe
ready?
put some tape over the headlight.
Go for it.
Okay, here you go. All machines must pass tech inspection. We're going to skip all the next part. Okay. Any machine that crashes must be re-inspected to get back on the track. Okay, no problem. No refunds will be made for machinery which fails to pass tech. Check. All machinery must be prepared in a workmanlike manner. All parts must be fastened securely and adjusted correctly. All fuel, coolant, hydraulic, and lubrication systems must be fluid tight. That means you don't need water wetter. That means you don't need special distilled water in your coolant. You don't need track-only brake fluid. You can use the shit that's in your street bike. Go ahead, John.
Not for novice. If you're in advanced.
For
or-
novice.
Yeah.
This is for novice. I hope that nobody who's watching our podcast or listening to our podcast right now, you would have tuned out when I said, if you want to go on the track for the first time.
Right.
Okay? Sleepy's first time out on the track.
Well,
the tires
in
must
25
be
years.
right.
Really
The
there.
tires must be in good condition. The tire valves must have caps. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, that's so. I feel safer now. The wheel weights must be taped. Now that's not normal. Yeah, put a piece of duct tape over your wheel weights. The fuckers don't go spinning off and poke somebody's eye out. Next, brakes must be in good working order with a minimum of 1.5 millimeters of pad remaining. Well, that seems like a pretty low standard. Discs must not be excessively worn or loose. Fair enough. All machines must have a functioning, well-marked engine cutoff switch. Most of yours are red. That'll do. On the handlebar and the right-hand grip. Throttles must operate smoothly and be self-closing. Check. Any glass or plastic lenses must be taped completely. Lights cannot be visible through the tape. Mirrors and turn indicators are permitted in the novice group only. All others must be removed. You mean you're telling me I can take my bike on the track and not even take the mirrors off?
Yeah, totally.
That's generous.
Yeah. No, so you could do all that, but that's not my intention.
License plates must be removed or taped securely. You mean I can ride to the track and with a roll of tape turn my motorcycle from a street legal motorcycle into a Fast Tracks approved novice class, go out and have fun going around the track as much as you want. Now, of course, if you're in the advanced or the intermediate group, you got to have your oil drain plugs and filter claps and all that stuff secured, safety wired. Yeehaw, great.
Or put some silicone on.
Or
That's fine.
silicone carne. If you're in a pinch, just dab some silicone on there. Yep.
It gets more than that. You have to take your kickstand off and a whole
Exactly.
bunch of stuff and everything
Right.
else. So that's
Exactly.
understand.
And that is true.
I
And
understand.
again, there's still the K&N rule. If your oil filter incorporates a spot welded nut on it, it's not permitted on the track on advanced and intermediate group machines.
Which mine does.
And they are no longer giving you the free oil change at the track.
No.
So what's that all about?
It's all about that for a long period of time, those high-flow Filtros, K&Ns, and Vortexes that had the nut, the metal, stamped steel metal nut that was welded to the top,
Yeah.
at the weld, zap, zap, where the weld was, you'd get corrosion in there, and you couldn't see it.
Hey, do me a solid. Change the screen because I can't put the other camera on.
Sorry, buddy.
No, you're
Studio.
good. Our normal camera is getting a upgrade.
Oh, that's right. We're getting a camera upgrade. All right, let me go ahead and change the screen to something darker. All right. So these well nuts were a point on the filter where you could have corrosion there and not even know about it. And if you had the corrosion happening between the nut and the filter, you wouldn't even see it, and it would start pissing oil out through it. And you would find out about it like when you were leaving a black stripe down the racetrack.
Right.
And then they'd have to figure out who the fuck was literally pissing oil all over our track. And we learned about it the first time we had a customer come in with a bike, and we put the wrench on to take his oil filter off, and that welded on nut just fucking left the building, and all the oil came out where the nut was welded on. So the problem was they had bad powder coating and bad painting happening at the weld. So where the weld was, you're creating a weak spot to begin with where any sort of moisture, and guess what happens to be a down where your oil filter is? Moisture.
Right.
And so a little water gets in there, it gets in between the paint and the welded surfaces, and next thing you know, you're pissing oil everywhere. Right. Happened to my wife's Hyundai, ironically.
So you asked why I did this.
Yes.
It's because, there's two reasons. One, I don't intend to do an track day.
I can tell.
Two, I made a deal with myself, and that was I got rid of the Tuono if I allowed myself to build said track bike.
Yeah.
Because that way I wouldn't have the temptation of the bike sitting in the garage, because I was doing track shit in the middle of nowhere, and it was kind of stupid.
Right.
So this way, I've kind of made the deal with myself. I built the bike that I kind of wanted and do like, and it came out pretty well, I have to say. I'm pretty stoked about it. But that was the deal. So now I have the bike that I want. Now I can go to a professional place and learn and get better. And a couple of the guys posted on the thing, like, slow is fast, and I agree 1,000%. I'm really trying to go into this with an open mind. I don't know shit. And I don't. I come from street. That doesn't transfer over to track. So I don't know shit. I'm going to listen to.
And there's already a meat
instructors.
wagon waiting for you there.
Right. They're right there.
It's one of the most safe environments you'll ever be able to ride your motorcycle, and I promise you that. 7 o'clock in the morning, you have your tech inspection. Mm-hmm. That's it. It's very chill. You're going to go through. It's going to be super sweet for your bike.
And it's 20 minutes, an hour until lunch, and then, whatever.
And then you got 8 a.m. is going to be the riders' meeting, and 8 a.m. is literally, especially fast tracks, at 8 a.m., they are going to be like, Sleepy, welcome. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the coolest place on earth.
Right.
We all love you. We all want to do you well, and nobody wins practice.
Right.
Right? And you're going to be nervous as fuck. You're going to be pissing in your boots, but
you know
just
what?
relax.
I'm not nervous on tracks. Like when we were on Mid-Ohio, I know I was on that thing, but even
you should have been nervous. I saw what you were fucking riding.
I know. That was fucking fun.
I saw what you were wearing.
Yeah. You're 10-inch wheels on a fucking racetrack? What
Dude,
are you,
it
retarded?
was so good.
In shorts and flip-flops?
It was so good.
10-inch wheels on a racetrack. Who does that?
Who does that? That's dumb.
But no, but even on other tracks, like I feel comfortable on the track, and I love looking for the line.
Yeah.
Like when we did the autocross shit out there, right? Like I was loving it. We got to do the go-karts 60 miles an hour,
it's
doing
so
all this
cool.
shit and stuff. Oh, it's so fun. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to that. I want to learn the art of track.
Yeah.
Because now there's no lanes, there's no oncoming traffic, there's no shit in the middle of the road, no fucking Amish buggy, no, oh, fuck, a cop with the radar, oh, no, his buddies up there are fucked. None of that. Like, all you have to do is focus on riding.
You're all going the same way.
Yeah.
It's
Also,
so cool.
If you misread a turn and you go off the track, there's usually a runoff area, gravel traps or whatever, or there's no trees, there's no
swamp.
ditches or anything else. So
Yeah.
Right.
if you make a mistake,
I've
the ram-
left the track at Mid-Ohio so many times, it's fucking ridiculous how accustomed I am to running off a 7 or whatever. Like I'm...
They got Phil's Corner over there.
Dude, I'm so okay with blowing a turn at Mid-Ohio. There are turns at Mid-Ohio that if you blow them, you're better off. You just picked up a spot, Like there's some strategic.
Sean was like, twins
passing
in
you can
Mid-Ohio doing what?
blowing dudes, right?
Blowing what?
Blowing motherfuckers around. It's funny when you come in for the lunch break. When you come in for the lunch break, you're still going to be like,
Yeah.
It's going to be a really, really interesting thing when you get some rider feedback. Are you doing your own transponder, or are you getting one? Yeah, we'll see how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even care.
Don't even worry about it for this
dude,
one.
I'm going to tape
Yeah.
I'm putting a piece of tape over the speedometer.
That's
I
the
don't
best
give a
advice
shit,
in the
dude.
world. Do not even look at your
Nope.
speedometer.
I don't care if I
Yeah.
I literally I'm just going to try to follow a couple smooth guys. That's my goal. But I have a feeling like I'm not like I'm going. My brains want me to think like, dude, you've never ridden before. But it's like, no, I've been ripping fucking twisties forever.
Exactly.
It's no different.
No.
So it's just relax and just fucking do it, man.
No, you're gonna go out there for the first half of the day, and you're gonna be like, oh look, I found this guy I like riding with. He's like totally making me happy.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just gonna stay in his pocket, and it's gonna be fine.
But at the same time, I'm going to be aware because I've watched enough fucking track day videos now that like I am going to watch for the dude that all of a sudden is going out to the right really far near turns, and I will slow down and not try to take that because I've seen those dudes just pull in on so many of these fucking videos where like they're not on the apex, they're on the outside, and then they try to correct, and so many dudes get whacked by these guys coming in. So I'm going to try to be aware of that shit too, and also try not to be that guy.
Yesterday we had a celebrity in our shop, and just out of fucking nowhere, Scott Smallwood showed up at our shop. And Scott showed up, and anybody who's ever raced with Scott knows that Scott is always the guy to, well, he's not the guy to beat. He's the guy to just try to keep him in your fucking field of view, right? Because after...
He threaded the needle between me and Sam like we were sitting still and we were both doing 60.
And he was one whole lap ahead of you
He
when
was.
he did it. I've had perfectly good. Marshall Tom says, "Damn it, Sleepy! Now I'm going to go look up track days for my Tuono." Yes, you should. Please do. Everyone should.
I'll tell you what, though, you'll spend more in tires just by to buy a smaller track bike.
Yeah.
The
Well,
Tuono
we're gonna
eats
get to
tires.
that too.
You think you hate maintenance now?
For years and years and years and years, I would always, at the beginning of the season, usually sometime in May, I would just go take a track day. I'd pony up the money, and for years, MIC would help us out. MIC would host a track day for dealers, and we could go out there. But after COVID, and they learned they didn't have to spend money anymore, they just don't spend money anymore. So, but before COVID, we could go out, and they would have dealer-only track days, and it was super fun. And sometimes they'd be sponsored by Triumph, or sometimes they'd be sponsored by BMW, and you got to ride their cool bikes, or you bring your own bike out.
See, I wish I could find like something like that where it's like a unregulated day. Like after a day like this, to be able to like kind of just casually like when you want to feel go out and do it, because it kind of still sucks to be regulated. Like,
Well,
okay, it's your time, get out there,
It's
fucker.
good to have. It's good to have the organization of different colored vests. It's good to be able to understand. Okay, I'm following a guy who's also a novice, and he's got an orange vest on, so maybe I don't want to stay in his pocket, and it's fun. I would usually go out in Monday, or I'm sorry, I would go out in morning session, and I would just be like, hey, guys, I just want to let you know I'm on the slowest motorcycle out here, right? I'm legitimately on SV650, or I'm on V7. I'm on the slowest motorcycle out here. I have nothing to prove to anybody. And then go out and really enjoy yourself and have a good time. And you're going to get that little feeling when at lunchtime they're going to be like, hey, I'm moving you up a group. And you're like, get out of here. You move me up a group. That's fucking cool. I was on the M2 Cyclone. I did a lot of track days on the M2 Cyclone, which was never the same bike twice. It's like every time you go out, you're on a whole new motorcycle. It's fucking weird. But I also had a lot of fun with that kind of experience too. So I've done very, very small bikes. I've done bikes with 11 horsepower, and I've done bikes with 100 plus horsepower. And it's super fun. I used to do it religiously in May just so I could get my shit together. Just so I could get out of the winter mindset and get my skills back and understand braking and everything else. And I haven't done that. A couple of years I've been too busy to do it, and when they took away that, freeze the price for me, man. When they made it like, okay, we're not doing that anymore, well, then I wasn't motivated to go out and take advantage of it anymore.
Yeah.
So now it's like, okay, well, I should go out and sign up and go take a track day. Well, I'm not doing it anymore. And that's a big fucking blind spot in my world right now.
Well, besides what I'm doing, but like that kart track is supposedly opening or open now.
It's going to take, they're a little ways.
They're a
a little ways, but that's going to, I think that's going to be
said they were
mini-moto.
really interested in having a mini moto thing. So if they did like a KLX 110 thing or a Valley, if they would do a 190 class.
Any mini-moto.
Well, like that thing that Ground Beardo has, that YCF 190, it's a supermoto.
Perfect.
Oh my God, because
day
like you
long.
could throw that on the ground and nothing would break.
No.
But it's
You'd be
still
fine.
that's still a 90 mile an hour.
We have a fleet of
screamer, dude.
TNT 135s.
Yeah, that would be a fucking fun class.
Let's talk about a spec class.
Yeah.
It was fun because Smallwood was here, and Smallwood's never stopped competing. He's still competing. He's my age, and he's BMX. He's racing bicycle motocross, right? And his kids all race BMX, right? So he's never stopped competing, and he made the transition from scooters to GP. So he was running RS Honda GP bike for a while, and he's a extraordinarily talented rider, a natural talent rider, by the way. And it was fun having him around the shop because he definitely had the bug. And he's like, oh, yeah, man, it's been too long. We need to do this again. Mm-hmm. And when I told him about Lorain County, he just instantly was like, oh, yeah, I'll drive up for that.
Yeah.
Because the track we used to run by his house closed down. That was called Circleville, a.k.a. Pumpkin Alley.
Yeah.
I love Circleville.
We did so much. Circleville was so much fun.
That's where Aaron and those guys started the ride down there.
It was great. It was so much fun. The guys that ran it didn't care. They were like, here, what are you guys doing Wednesday night? Here's the keys.
Yeah.
You just come in and just don't fuck the place up. And we'd let ourselves in. We'd, get 150,000 laps. And we'd lock the door and leave. And then we'd come up on Friday morning. We'd open the place up and we'd get 150,000 laps.
Dude,
yeah.
That's what I want to do now. Yeah. Just go and rip laps on a fucking pit bike. That would be so fun, man.
Again, anytime we're all going the same direction and nobody's cutting in front of us, it is always fun.
Like if anybody ever finds a random rogue paver, I'll donate my yard, man.
Well, that was the
cinch dome.
That was the joke last week when you were talking about buying that house out in North Royalton or whatever it was, where it had that huge acre in the backyard.
Oh,
Mac was going to cut the whole backyard down into a racetrack.
Oh, yeah.
So I have a question just for our little group here, because now that we know, I've read the rules to you now. Now you know what you need to do. You need a roll of tape. What else do you need? You need a motorcycle.
Yeah.
And you need leathers.
Yeah. Well, for your first time, you can wear textile.
You can wear a textile suit.
Yeah. So, if you're a person that wants to go and just get skills and do a track day or something like that, you can wear a stitch, high boots. You can even wear combat boots.
Your pants have to zip to your jacket.
Yes.
So your pants do have to zip to your jacket. You do need a helmet that is rated within the past 5 years, I believe. Yeah. Is still the rule for that. You don't need to have the Mickey Mouse gloves. It's very chill.
No, they say you have to have gauntlet gloves.
Well, I'm sorry. I meant Mickey Mouse, meaning your 2 fingers need to be sewn together.
Oh, no. But you do have to have gauntlets.
They have to go above the wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to go above the wrist. So no skin below the chin.
No.
And it's not hard. It's not expensive. So knowing what you know, based on what I just said, what would be your economical, maybe you already own it in your garage, maybe you don't have to buy it, what would be the bike that you think, hey, I'm going to try this for a year and see if I like it? Because I've done this, and I'll save mine for the end. What would be the motorcycle that you would buy if you don't already own, or that the bike is already in your garage, that you would like to take out and do 6 or 7 track days on this year? So to my left, Sean, do you have one that you might think you might like to take a try on?
I don't know that I have enough data to compute.
Good enough. However, you're a motor scooter guy.
I'm very open to suggestion.
Okay, very good. I don't think 12-inch wheels are going to be allowed on the track. I'm pretty sure the minimum allowed on the track is a 14-inch wheel.
Right.
Yeah, 14 or 15.
Are we looking at a budget bike?
I'm thinking just I can afford to do that. Huh. I'm not talking about going out and buy
right,
a Gamma, just because you want to have a Gamma,
Yeah.
I'm talking about a bike that you could ostensibly just do for fun.
I'm going to jump in.
Go ahead, Pete.
I want something that I can practice fundamentals on. I don't want something I want something I can use all the power of, and something that's sporty and nimble. And I'm going to go Yamaha R3.
Very extraordinarily good choice. Going to be able to corner like a son of a bitch.
Ride it to its potential.
There's tons of shit available for it. Cheap. You throw it down the track sideways, you make an oh shit moment. There's a lot of cheap plastic for that bike.
Fun, inexpensive. You'd feel like you were going faster than you actually were. Yeah. And you could use 100% of the bike.
And you could probably get 30 fucking weekends out of a set of tires. Yeah. That's a really good choice.
So I did a lot of research and thinking. My first bike that I bought, I kind of fell into. It was too good of a deal not to pass up, so I grabbed that. But that was whatever. But then I put a ton of research into shit when I was going to, when I decided to get rid of the Tuono, right? Mm-hmm. And so I ended up with a 2021 ZX6R because a lot of the reasons you said. It won't burn through tires. It comes with amazing suspension that can be really set up well. All these guys talk about the factory bikes and the Olin suspension and stuff, and I can honestly say that I don't think even in the next 10 years of doing this, I'll be good enough to say I need Olin suspension. I'm not saying it's not, it doesn't help. Right. But that's not what I'm concerned. But the ability to adjust it and dial it in, that does. So that all comes on it already. It's got, for a 600cc bike, it's got 129 horsepower. but it's also pretty linear. So all the guys say it's all usable. It's not like it has a crazy power band or something. So you have a really good off-the-line power all the way up through, holy shit, he's running with the 1000s. So it's rideable. It's growable. I think it'll be something that you can use for a long time. You're not going to get sick of it. A lot of people do like the R3 and the 400s, but also a lot of those guys are 165 pounds.
Exactly.
So I'm 205 on a really good day and 210 on a bad day. And on an R3, that really slugs, man. I tried to ride one, and it's like, I'm not saying that you probably can't learn and it's not beneficial, but my goal, I'm not trying to become a professional racer. I'm trying to have fun on a track day.
Exactly.
So I definitely want to have a little bit of oh shit, when I fucking give it some juice. So that's why I ended up going with that bike.
It's a good bike.
Don't a lot of guys swear by the SV650 as a good track bike?
Yeah.
Easily available, not too expensive.
Shit's available.
Yeah.
It's
And
super available.
Or like
about the cheapest power you can get for the money.
It is.
or a Ninja 650.
And V-twins feel cool.
Yeah.
So V-twin having grunt coming out of a turn is a beautiful thing.
Well, I've seen a lot of guys right now. So if you want to talk about a budget bike, like the first gen CBR 600 with the underseat tail exhaust, that's still a really good bike, and it could be a great. Like it was always lacking a little bit of electronics, but you're taking all the shit off and just making it a track bike. It'd be awesome. They still have good plastics for them. You can get those fuckers for $1,500, $2,000 all day long.
So are you riding a CB350 or a Super Hawk for vintage days?
I mean, vintage days.
When you race vintage next year.
Well, that's the So we did talk about this.
Yeah.
Remember I have in my garage, in my possession,
Right.
Honda CB350 that has been cafe'd with
Yes.
nice rear sets and all
yeah.
kinds of shit, right?
Right.
And said friend has not contacted me in almost 3 years now
That's
to
a
pick
track
up
bike.
said bike.
That's a track bike.
And I'm just like, fuck, I don't even want to deal with it. So John was saying that. I'm like, already has rear sets. So yeah, CB350. We can get a Rickman fairing and throw it on that bitch.
Or not.
Or not.
Just fucking take it out like
I
it is.
can't
Take it out
do
the way it
that,
is.
dude. I'll have
You
to
can't
get a
just do
fucking
that.
tank.
Okay, you do what you.
Yeah.
It's going to look really cool when it runs off 7.
Well, Chris,
It was either that or Phil's red bike.
okay, Chris owns a motorcycle that when I started racing motorcycles, I started racing on a Yamaha RD350 in Arma class, which is a bike that doesn't go straight well, doesn't turn well, doesn't stop well. It honestly doesn't do anything well, right?
No.
It's a bag of wiggles.
It makes good
Right?
noise.
That's about it. And that's what I started on because that's what I literally got for free. And it was a bike that met the class. And at the time, I was like, okay, I want to run two-stroke and the whole deal. And we had a lot of guys running the Suzuki GS 450s. There were a lot of dudes out there on Suzuki GS 450s because they slid right into the class. And they're a very economical bike to run. The wheels are cheap. The guys could have two different sets of wheels and set up for the bikes. They could have reins and their slicks. And they would come out and it's a nice, predictable 450cc parallel twin. And I would see so fucking many of those, late 70s, early 80s GS 450s just rolling up. And when a bike is set up for, the track, you can't tell what it is until you can get up on it and read the name on the side of the fucking derby cover. Like, they're all just a number plate and tape, a number plate and safety wire, a number plate and bad welding. And I was like, what the fuck is going on with these GS 450s? Why does everyone seem to like these bikes? And the guys were like, yeah, it's just a really good motor. It's really predictable. It's always the same bike. And I would get my ass kicked by Yamaha, Honda FT500 Ascots and GS 450s would just spend their day getting past me, right? And there was nothing I could do because the only time the RD350 was any good was above 7,000 RPM in a straight line, and then you'd be like, oh, it's a two-stroke, yay. And there's a bunch of other two-stroke perverts out there.
Right.
So at least you were in with those guys. That was it. But you had that going for you. Tom, do you have any bike that you might be as like, hey, this is a good track bike?
Tanuki.
Tanuki's up. I gotta get freshy.
Fresh me up too, Philly.
Yeah. What do you want there? 0.0. All right.
So
Yeah. Hey, can I get a cider too, like Max had?
a Dickens cider?
Dickens.
All right, Tom, what bike are you riding?
So, Pete actually kind of hit straight on it because the R3 is the one that always pops up. But I'm more of a Honda guy, and for some reason, I'm always drawn to the 250R instead of the 300. So CBR 250 or 300R, or as you were talking about, since I'm a big fat guy, probably the CBR 500R, because I don't want anything too complicated. I don't want anything too expensive. You know, the SV650 is kind of right up my alley too. Something really cheap, really dirty, and really fast.
Don't you own an SV650?
No, I own the V-Strom, which is the SV650 with a long travel suspension.
It's SV on stilts.
Yeah.
Nothing says you can't take that out.
This is also true. It becomes a what is a sumo.
Yep.
So
You could just supermoto it.
exactly, we'll just put big old sticky tires on it.
Now, if somebody handed me a stack of cheese and said, "What track bike do you want?" I was thinking about this pretty hard, and everybody would be like, "Oh, Panigale V4 or whatever," right? I'd take the V2S, man, the new one. I think that's the perfect bike. It's light. It's supposed to have torque. The dudes from 44 Teeth, who I kind of respect their opinion on the tube over there, they took it out because both of those guys are ex-road racers, and they were like, people are missing the point. Like, everybody's talking about the Panigale V4, right, and unless you're Mark Marquez or somebody like that can ride the thing, like, the V2 is actually made for human beings. It has rider aids now that'll make you better and faster than you can think, you know, which, I mean, I don't know. You know, that's not necessarily your skill, but at the same time, if you're just out there to have fun,
out there to have a good time,
then the bike's helping you like that. That's fucking
And
amazing,
it's a lot
man.
less likely to kill you.
Yeah,
Very less likely to kill you,
and still make you go, holy fuck. You know, it's a Ducati, man.
Yeah,
Dan,
you're not gonna
what-
fall
what would-
asleep driving it.
What would you like in the way of a track day bike, Dan?
You know, this is something I've never even really considered. I'm even going on the track. But if I was gonna, I would probably, because I'm a Triumph guy, look at like the Daytona 624,
675 Daytona would be my backup.
675.
Yeah, and because you can, because that configuration of motor has been around for a very long time, and you could get a really, really nicely ready for the track kind of motorcycle for about $3,000, and be in that family.
Because the first year, the really nice 675 was right after Katrina, so 07-ish, 06-ish. And the first time I rode one was it was literally one of the most amazing tiny pocket bikes I'd ever ridden. The thing was fast as hell, but I literally did not fit on the bike.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I would try to race in the dinosaur class because I would just want it.
Oh, the Goldwing we talked about earlier.
I would want it to be just a game of who can finish without breaking down, because that's the only way I stand a chance of winning.
I have done a whole lot of track days where there has been a BMW GS on the track, where there has been Gold Wings on the track, where there have been all kinds of manifestations of giant, big, and ugly on the racetrack.
Well, my potential alternative angle is what is the biggest perversion that you could do for this, and still have it be.
I mean, if it meets the criteria, you can
yeah,
ride
still
it.
have it meet the criteria.
What's that Goldwing you like with the big slab sides and the vents and the microwave TV or microwave oven?
Microwave, all things included.
Yeah.
Just to kind of give you guys a thing, I had gotten into motor scooter racing, and while we were at one of the courses, one of the tracks, I found a number on the bathroom wall. And exactly. And so
That one writes itself.
it does. And what had happened was,
What happened was,
I promise. And again, it turned out to be really, seriously, the number on the bathroom wall turned out to be one of the very, very best things that happened to me, because I was doing the scooter racing thing and I was like, this is really fun. We're having a really good time. I think I would like to get back into racing full-size motorcycles. But man, club racing bankrupted me. I mean, I literally spent all my money to not be on the podium at the end of a championship series and was out 30 grand, right? And I missed it by fucking 3 points, right? So the guy that wasn't supposed to show up showed up and took all my points for no reason. By the way, it didn't help him, but it put me off the podium. So I would have had a third place trophy, and that would only cost me $40,000. But and in 16 weekends, right? But the real deal is that I saw on the bathroom wall at Watkins Glen a already intermediate class prepped SV650S with fuel injection with all the takeoff panels, and it was track prepped and ready to go, 2 extra sets of wheels and tires, already loaded, ready. I mean, the bike's ready. I could could go over to his paddock right now, buy it, and enter it in the afternoon heat if I needed to. And it was $2,400. And that was it. It was done. It had track stands. It had everything. And the guy was like, I can't sell you my tire warmers because I'm keeping them for my new bike. And I was like, I'm so far from tire warmers, you have no fucking idea. Tire warmers would be useless to me. I'm considering putting most of this plastic back on the bike and riding it to the event, right? I'm going to make this bike more street legal. And what was funny was I enjoyed that bike. I got a big fucking kick out of that bike, had a great time, got back on the track, had some good time. I wasn't doing club racing. I was just doing track days on the bike, had a goddamn good time. And then there was a point where I was like, okay, I could see the addiction. I felt that thing. And
That's usually what happens when you call phone numbers in a bathroom.
well, yeah. And what had happened was I had to make a very, very quick decision. And that was, don't fucking do it. And I took the bike home and I put all the stock plastic back on it, and Merritt rode that silver bike for years.
Relax, don't do
So
it.
we still had it. Look what happened. Look what I pulled up.
All right, hold on. Read that real quick.
Okay. Hey, Phil, you know there's a place you can go and you can just buy a trophy, and I'm pretty sure it won't be $30K. Yeah, no shit. Yeah.
We usually get them at Goodwill.
Okay, so I'm going to pull this
There
up.
it is. There
So
it is.
here we go. This is a 2007, which means it's fuel injected. This is a SV650S. This is a darling of the racetracks because you will never pay full price for anything for the entire time that you race this motorcycle. People will be giving you shit when you show up on this bike. That's what happened with me. People are like, oh shit, you're running an SV650. I got a bunch of that shit in my garage. Do you want it? Yeah, let's get it. Let's clear it out. Just installed a new battery and fuel pump. It has a K&N air filter, power commander, base map, no adjustments, HID projector headlights. You're taking those off anyway. High beams, Corbin seat, and a Yoshimura. Yay! And if he pays the price he's asking, he's going to throw in the OEM headlights. This is the easiest way to get on the racetrack on a motorcycle that you could have a whole lot of fun with.
I think I had 1,200 in my S.
Right. Yeah.
Like they were nothing. They're
nothing.
worth nothing.
What's he asking on there?
$2,900 drop down from $3,100, so under $3,000, less than the price of a Benelli TNT 135. You got a fuel injected 650 motorcycle that everything exists for on this bike. And I do say, get the fuel injected one.
That's a gateway drug right there.
It is a gateway drug.
Hey man, how much you want for that $1,500 bike?
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Forgive my naivety here, but it also looks like it might be decently comfortable.
It's a really nice bike. It's good for everything. And then here, if you don't like old things, there's a 2017 SV650 for $3,000 fucking dollars.
Was it crashed or something?
It's got to be, right?
Well, is that which model is that? The S or the standard?
It's the standard. So this is the
That's a
standard.
It's
So
in
no,
Goshen,
it's-
Indiana.
It's Goshen, Indiana, but it is 100% fuel injected. Bike is no slouch.
You
and-
literally could fly there.
yeah. Buy that bike and ride it home.
That bike
Ride
is
it
a
home
Ducati.
and race it.
Runs great, needs
Sleepy,
money.
Sleepy, I'm going to tell you something real quick.
Yeah.
The SV650 is what the Ducati Monster wanted to be.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
I was all Ducati Monster 900, and then I got on a friend's 650S,
Mm-hmm.
and it beat the shit out of a Ducati.
Well, and a very good friend of mine that I used to race with, when I got my bike and got it, literally the bike was prepped. It took me longer to get ready than it took the bike to get ready. And so when I showed up at the next outing, I showed up and I rolled up and my buddy went, "Oh, a Ducati." And I went, "Ha! Oh, you can get away with that because you are of the persuasion. I can't get away with that." And he goes, "No, dude, you're going to love that bike. You're going to fall in love with that bike." And he was absolutely right. And
Mazel.
Mazel tov. I had CB1s. I had CB1s that I loved dearly. I really thought that I was going to get into an FZR 400. I really thought the bike I was going to use for this adventure was going to be a 400cc cross-the-rails 4-cylinder for me to get a nice little fun track bike. I did not think it was going to be an SV650S. It turns out the SV650S was perfect. Its top speed was 135, which is exactly as fast as you can go at Mid-Ohio on the back straight. And it was a delightful experience. Every day I had with that motorcycle, it was great. And then when Merritt had it as a street bike, she loved it, and it was great for her too.
Yeah, but you know what, man?
Yeah.
I haven't had for a little bit here
Yeah.
an inline 4.
Yeah.
Dude. When you get on them,
It's
man,
a whole different party.
It sounds like an Indy car, and I forgot how good that is. When it's just like,
Yeah. It just revs forever.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good.
Well, that was the problem. The first time I got on an FZ6, I'd been riding twins forever.
Exactly.
And I went, where the fuck's the power band?
Oh,
on
here
this?
it comes. Wait for it, and it's there.
And it's there.
And it's there. That's and it just showed
I've been
up.
short shifting the entire day, and I was like, God, this thing's a fucking dog. And they're like, no, go back out and rip it.
Go back out and spend your whole life above 8,000 RPM. You'll be just fine. Yeah, you'll do
Buscadero.
fine. Yeah. I promise you. Yeah, give me a Buscadero and a kart track for sure. And a lot of the fun that we've had was, seriously, we got to play around with the guys in the 125cc Supermoto class. I got to take one of those bikes out. I had so much fun doing laps at Circleville on a 125 Supermoto. It was the best time ever.
Well, I'd say you can't get hurt on little
And my back
wheels.
didn't hurt.
Well,
And you know what might actually be fun compared to like everything else? Electric bikes to do on a kart track. I bet you that would be enough.
Probably
a
be
20-minute heat,
Yeah.
and you'd be able to fucking slay.
All done. Here's an 1,800. This is fucking ridiculous. You kidding me? You're going to have to suck it up for the carburetors, but it's an $1,800 SV. That bike just needs to be thrown sideways down the racetrack. That's the only thing that bike needs. Yeah.
Seems prices
That's
have gone up on
trash.
them, actually.
Yeah, that's trash. That's absolute garbage.
That's a really nice 900 bike.
That is a really nice $600 motorcycle. Yeah. But that's the trick is when you go to the racetracks and you find somebody who's leaving novice class behind and they want to actually buy a real racing steed, which means like a bike like yours, they're getting rid of their training wheels. They're getting rid of their first bike. And that's what you need a first bike.
Well, we joked about me, giving racing the V-Strom, but at this point, it's cheaper to me to race that thing than it is for me to give it away.
Of course it is. Absolutely.
I have tried to give it away.
Yeah. And you know what I have in my warehouse right now is I have a Triumph TT600, unknown vintage, that looks great. You could eat off of it with no title. Talk about like a track bike. Talk about a motorcycle. Like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It's got the right number of cylinders. It's 600 cc's. Yeah, there's your track day
Arma
bike.
probably has a class for it.
Oh, you know they do.
Yeah.
You know they do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just old enough to be interesting.
I am still waiting to dig deep enough in the back of the shop, though, to find your hidden GPR 50.
There's a 2007 SV650 that is also fuel injected for $3,000. And this one's, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that motorcycle. Go buy it. $3,000. You now own something that costs less than a Chinese scooter that you can take on the racetrack, and it's got 4,800 miles on it.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. That's fucking cool.
Cinchy.
Yeah, but you got to go to Cincinnati, dude.
Oh, man. Tell me
Don't threaten me with a good time.
I like all cities.
How dare you? Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, that's how cheaply you can have that. And the other thing, too, talking about Chris's bike, a lot of times when you go to the track, you were not aware of how many Suzuki GS500s they made. GS500Es, the Goose, until you go to a racetrack and you realize that's where they all are. There are hundreds upon hundreds of GS500Es being ridden by old white men.
Oh, yeah.
And like, okay, sir, before you go on the track, we need you to tuck your beard inside your leathers. Yeah.
And your hemorrhoids inside your
beard is unsecure. Yeah.
Uh-oh. People want to know what size Tom's V-Strom is. He's got
God,
buyers.
that's just Moto Hop. It's just the six. It's the Wii-Strom.
He'll take $17.
Yeah, but you got to pick it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to pick it up.
A penny a cc.
That bike has made more trips to Mid-Ohio.
No, only once. Only once.
There you go.
And I think more of my bikes have more parts from that bike on them. Like all my pit bikes.
Yes.
There's like motor mount screws and everything else holding it together.
That's the real sad truth is it ran fine, everything was great. All I had to do was put the rear brakes back on it, and then I moved.
And then you moved, and it all
And I
went
lost the
to
key.
hell. $1,800 for a fully prepped out with the Supermoto tires on it and everything already done. 2004 Yamaha TT. So TTR 125 set up as a Mad Dog bike, BBR 150 kit, cam 28 millimeter carb, White Brothers pipe. ... and a partridge in a pear tree, $1,800. That's done. You just go out and race that.
Yeah.
Just go out and take that bike out and race it. In Mini Moto League, you'll be good to go. 17s are already on it. Yeehaw.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, super fun, super easy. Go have fun.
That is the one thing that I was kind of like a little nervous about is that because it's a track bike and it has not even a hint of anything that looks like a light on it, it's kind of hard to ride around on this road, you know?
Yeah.
So like I literally have 20 minutes on the bike.
Right.
So like it is going to be like not only am I going to do this, but I'm kind of getting used to this fucking bike at the same time.
Best place to get used to it.
Yeah, I guess
I
so.
totally.
I think I'll be fine. Like by the second session, I'm gonna be fine. But it's just getting through this first one that's gonna be like, oh, my foot's over here. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, it's just it's what you're meant to do.
Yeah,
it's literally what you're meant to do. And you're also going to spend. I don't know how intimate you are with Nelson's Ledges, but that's a track. It's a motorcycle track. It's a car racing track.
Yeah.
The interesting thing is, it's flat, so you can see everything.
Right.
Which not a lot of tracks are. So Nelson's
Mid-Ohio,
Ledges.
you got the drop,
Nelson's Ledges is a good track to learn on because you can kind of see everything.
Yeah.
So it's easy to keep your orientation.
There's nothing too gnarly.
It's a very good track. It's a good track. It's a good track for what you're using it for. Yeah, it's really cool. I'm excited for you, man. I'm super happy for you. That's about the coolest thing.
The forecast looks good too.
Yeah, it won't be too hot.
Cool down a little bit.
Yeah, that would have sucked when it was like 98. Like the day that, like, I mean, I have to admit, I was kind of bummed, like when my situation happened with my mom and I couldn't go.
Right.
And but then I was like, in the hospital, I'm looking outside and it's 97.4 degrees, and I'm like, that's probably not a bad thing. It wasn't there today.
Really bad time. Yeah, it's a really bad time. And the fatigue triples down on you. So like every degree above 80 degrees, your fatigue factor changes a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wet bulb thermometer when we were in the military, that thing was not a joke.
Yeah.
They had that science figured out good. And I've been on tracks. We did Gateway International Speedway, which is an awful track because the inside field, the infield of the track is where you have 7 turns. That's the MotoGP part of it. And then they slingshot your dumbass up onto that NASCAR banked oval, but the transition is like a 30-degree fucking transition and eats up 100% of your suspension. So you hit that transition from the flat to the wall, and it's everything you have. The bike is just done. And we've been on that track where it was snowing in the morning when we were signing up for tech and we were doing our riders meeting and everything, and it was light snow falling, and we're all freezing our nookies off. And then I've been on that same track later in the same year where it was over 105 degrees, and you're in a fucking reflecting bowl like a rotisserie chicken. And so the sun is just aiming at you from all directions, and there is not 5 inches of shade to hide in.
Right.
And we were just like, I cannot believe that people choose to pay money to come and race in this environment. And everything in the infield is so fucking tight. And it's so... They're doing their best with what they have available, but it's not fun to race there.
Dude, that was when with Summit Racing, we were out shooting the autocross at PMI out in Pittsburgh. It's not Pittsburgh International. It's a little bit further out. It's more of a circle track, but then they turn into an autocross thing. But it's the same fucking thing. Like, there is no shade. There's no anything. You're just sitting there, and it's 1,000 fucking degrees. Even the tents don't help. Like, it just... And there's no air because it's like you're saying. It's like in a fucking valley. It's a pit. So you're just dying.
There are tracks in America that are beautiful. Black Hawk in Illinois is a beautiful track. There's woods on both sides of you. When you're going into the middle turns, there's forests all around you. There's a delicious breeze that runs through the place at all times. The only downside is when an airplane lands, they have to stop the racing because the straight is literally the fucking runway. So if there were an emergency airplane landing, they would literally have to call it and stop the motorcycles from going around the track. It's a beautiful racetrack, though. There are gorgeous racetracks in the world, and there are also some real shitholes. And it's funny.
Kenny Rogers Roasters.
It is weird, man.
Yeah, it's funny. It's a different game. And then in the news, we have Moto Guzzi news, is that Moto Guzzi has been well deep into building of their new fucking factory. And I kept seeing all these spy photos of strange circular things that didn't make any sense and round skylights and all kinds of shit. And I was like, when the hell did Moto Guzzi start building geodesic domes?
Where is it
and
at?
all this crap? It's going to be in Mandela Delorio.
Oh.
So it's going to be at their home field, right?
Okay.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Not
So
on the shores of beautiful Lake Como?
Sleepy's going to pull this image up for our folks at home, and this is the artist rendering thus far. But
Well,
they're making
those grain silos look like they could be in Indiana.
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah, and
That's Nebraska.
Oh,
so yeah, this is going to be really cool. I'm so happy that they're going to have a museum on site. So the museum is no longer going to be.
Oh, are they relocating it?
Yes. So right now, the current building in Mandela del Lario, that's right next to the mountain. If you ever gone there, if you ever get a chance to go, it's really cool and it's really amazing. But like the broken pipes are on top of other broken pipes. Like, you know, they put broken pipes on top of the new broken pipes, and those broken pipes broke 50 years ago because the factory's been there for over 100 years.
Yeah, that sounds like good thing.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, okay, we need to build motorcycles today, so put a piece of tape on that, right? It had a lot of tech in the 1920s and 30s and 40s, you know, but
They spent a lot of money on the wind tunnel.
on the bombers. Yeah, that was just a repurposed bomber engine.
know, right?
Yeah, it was like a bomber engine on a stick. So, but what I'm really kind of happy with is they're going to have this thing done. Well, they promise, but it's Italy, so you know who knows what's going to
Yeah,
happen.
they're gonna take a couple of weeks off.
They're going to take a lot of weeks off because it's Italy. So they're going to have it done in time for the World Moto Guzzi rally in September of 26, which could be a really fucking great time to show up because we were joking about how like the best one would have been at the 100th anniversary of Guzzi in 2021. However, COVID had an opinion about that. And COVID made sure that didn't happen.
This is sort of a make up for lost time, maybe.
Maybe make up for lost time.
So
Exactly.
business trip is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm thinking business trip.
Yeah.
The last time that we looked at going to this event to go to the September, because it's the right time of the year.
Yeah.
It's the right time of the year for us. The last time we looked at it, I was like, okay, fantasy trip. In 6 months, I want to go to the Moto Guzzi homecoming, end of September. Let's do it. Let me see the closest on the map to Mandela del Lario that I can rent a Moto Guzzi. And it was Poland.
I see nothing wrong with crossing the border from Poland.
Seems fine. Seems fine. Yeah. Every fucking Guzzi that could be rented. And that's like going to the Isle of Man and like, I want to rent a Triumph and go to the Isle of Man. Good luck. I hope you like France. Because you're going to be renting a bike in fucking France. Maybe. I couldn't believe the number of tours that were like, yeah, you're going to rent your bike in Munich, and then we're gonna lead you from Munich to a ferry, and you'll go on the ferry to Isle of Man, and that will be your part of your adventure. And then the end of it all, you can go back to Munich. And I was like, if I'm doing that trip, I want somebody else to ride the bike back to Munich. I want to fly from the Isle of Man to Cleveland. I'm done. It's over. The week is officially over. I'm done. I don't need to ride back to Munich. I'll just fly home from here.
It seems like somebody could make really good money.
Somebody else can ride the
by
bike
having
back.
a truck.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, you go, okay, who does not want to ride back to Munich? And they go, me, I don't want to ride back to Munich. Fuck this shit.
Have a separate tour that's called the Getting Out of Man experience, where you get cheaper prices to make the ride from Isle of Man to Munich. That seems like a good trip.
It's also a good trip.
Yeah, that's a good trip. And that gets all your bikes home.
Exactly.
So there's a race going on right now that nobody can get to.
Yeah, there's a bit of a boat problem.
Yeah.
Oops. Didn't see that coming.
No.
So right now is not the TT.
No, it's the something.
But it's the
250 or no.
No, it's the Isle of Man GP.
GP, that's it.
So, oh man, it's so bad that is it 2 boats are fucked?
I think they tried to get one and that didn't happen. Well, the first one got
Steam
fucked.
Packet is buggered. Yeah, they're not having a good time, are they?
No. People are losing their minds.
Yeah. Well, you can't think about you planned for this 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You made your hotel reservations 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You bought your Steam Packet ferry ticket probably in January, right? This is a bad day.
Yeah.
Plus, the hotel rooms ain't cheap, right?
No.
So they said that, according to the news, Isle of Man, they said it's not necessarily not running. And the most English statement ever, by the way. No, the Isle of Man ferry is not necessarily not running. But there have been recent significant disruptions. Steam Packet's flagship ferry, the Manxman, was recently escorted to Douglas after smoke was detected in a machinery space during a crossing from Heysham. Services are returning to normal, but it is important to check the Steam Packet website for the latest information and advice on delays. I promise you, people are losing their fucking minds.
Just a minor flesh wound.
And funds.
And the money that is literally being wasted right now, because it's not like they have 7 other ferries. They can be like, oh, the Manxman is out of business. Just wheel in this other one, and that's cool. No, they kind of make it work. Steam Packet makes it work on the boats that they have because you do have to book out 7 or 8 months in advance. So, yeah.
Well, I'm sure they'll refund everybody.
They
Oh,
only-
I'm sure they will.
They only have the one?
No, they have many. They have multiple
Oh,
boats, but 100% of the space is accommodated.
Oh, okay.
So when one run gets stopped, you have now 7,000 people
Oh.
that need to be put on another boat, but all the other boats are full. So unless you bring in boats from other places, I can tell you one thing about big fucking ferries: they're slow. There is no super fast, like, get that boat over here in the next 5 hours. No, that doesn't happen.
I've seen some bigger ferries move pretty quick.
Yeah,
man.
same.
They need to push that Russian one with the jet shit into service.
Yeah, some giant fucking landing craft would be the answer. I don't know why all those hovercraft landing crafts.
Yeah, GM mounted LST.
Yeah, put them on there and just go for it, man. Yeah, just hey, everybody, pull your motorcycles onto this big heavy bitch.
It's also a hydrofoil.
And we can play Normandy. Lay, this is great.
Hey, you
It's
all,
Dunkirk. Nobody gets left behind.
Hey, you BMW group, let's go.
That's,
This
yes.
is awkward.
This isn't awkward at all. You know how to do this. It's in your DNA. We're storming the Isle of Man.
I was perusing the coverage of the GP, though, just online all over the place and stuff. And Michael Dunlop went out and rode the Norton.
He did?
What do you call it? Rotary?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. They played it at full chop.
Oh,
just
the mystery
going-
ship?
Oh, my God, dude. It's like a Mazda RX-7 and a
Oh, yeah.
fucking F1 car had sex and just popped out a motorcycle. It is sick.
Oh, man.
And he set a record or something. He did 117 miles an hour average or something
What?
on that fucking bike.
Really?
Yeah, look it up, dude.
Holy
it's fucking crazy.
shit, that's fast.
He's just proven his family legacy like over and over, just proving he's the fucking man. Like,
Yeah, 100. He did 117 miles an hour. Oh my God.
like nobody could ever say that guy is not the fucking man.
Yeah, he is. And I mean,
know?
it's just like, granted, the bike is a factory works bike,
Yeah.
right? But it's also sketchy, questionable technology.
A two-stroke rotary,
two-stroke
fucking
rotary.
snappy. Like, you heard him. They're sitting there. There's a video of him tuning it with
Yeah.
this dude, and he's turning the throttle like this, like little tiny motions of like this, and it's like it's like the throttle turn on that thing has to be a quarter, and that's for all of that. You know what I mean? Like it's insane.
Oh, I had it wrong.
Oh, again, that's cool. That's badass. Good for them. Good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fucking cool. I love that shit. I'm just that kind of thing. That sort of ridiculously excessive, silly. Yeah, I'm glad that happens. I'm glad
they
the
put
Isle of Man exists, and I'm glad that they can do that fun shit.
They put some of the nose cams up again
They
just
did?
recently,
Yeah.
and it looks like it's fucking sped up footage, and it's like watching MotoGP, except
so
for there's
impossible.
fucking walls next
It's
to
so
them.
impossible.
It is.
That's what I'm
There's like 0% for mistake. Like
No.
there's no runoff. There's no nothing, man. It's like, I mean, I wonder if you wake up and you feel like shit that day. You're like, nope, not doing it.
I can't. Again, that was the whole thing. We're walking around the whole place, and I'm like, I just feel like I'm in church. I just don't want to say anything or do anything to create a butterfly effect where my stupidity, my momentary stupidity, causes somebody else to die because I created the distraction. Like, I'm up on some hillside watching this race, and Oscar, pokes me, and I slip and fall, and I slide down the hill, and some guy going 196 miles an hour that catches that out of the corner of his eye, and is like, oh, God, that guy's going to fall onto the track. He wiggles, and 6 people die.
Or missed his break point,
Right.
and now he's through a wall.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't the 6 loggers he had before he got on the bike.
No,
I don't think these guys ain't fucking around, dude.
These
Love
guys
this-
are pretty
Love
churched
this
up
Final
for this event.
Destination plot.
Right. Yes. I am very much like, I've seen what happens. I've seen the videos of what happens when some guy's holding his camera over the wall because there's no barricades. There's a chain link fence to keep you from doing that. If you want to hold your camera out over the wall to get that picture, there is nobody there to stop you if you're standing there. Now, what will happen is all of the other people around you will grab you, pull you back in, and be like, they'll give you a very strong scolding in an unreplicable accent.
Undiscernible.
Yeah, they will give you that weird Isle of Man accent dress down that is neither Irish or English. And they will fucking give you the sternest possible thing like, dude, come on, what the hell's wrong with you? and they won't beat you up the first time. But if you do that shit again, they are going to hog tie you and be like, gift wrap you for the race marshals. Like, one guy got shit-faced, fell over the wall, and a phalanx of people jumped to grab him and pull him on. And yeah, motorcycles that were going 1,000 miles an hour had to go around this guy. And 4 of the motorcycles did. One of the motorcycles hit him. And guess what he became? A fatality. So this guy had too much to drink, and he caused death at the Isle of Man. So, fuck you. This is not the place to be like, hey, man, I'm going to drink 76 beers and get my tits out. Nope, this ain't the place.
Well, not only that, but can you imagine, I guess if you're living close by, but can you imagine being anybody that has to travel and do all the things that like we would need to do to be there?
Right.
And then get shit hammered and not remember. Like, you can get drunk or fucked up anywhere.
Yeah.
Would you really travel halfway around the world to go to the most amazing fucking motorcycle event in the world and then just fucking get blazzled?
1986.
Exactly.
1986. Gene McDonnell, Isle of Man racer, legendary racer, killed by a horse. This is the woods, people. This is country. You know, the helicopters follow the bikes, and the helicopter spooked a horse, and the horse jumped the little wall that's been there for 4,000 years, and the horse went out on the track and killed Gene McDonnell. Fuck that. That's some crazy shit. That never happens at Indy. You've never heard about a horse at Indy. You've never heard about a horse getting on the track at Circuit of the Americas.
Or
That never happens.
Ledges.
Nelson's Ledges never has to worry about, like,
No.
oh, yeah, your deer strike, whatever.
There might be wildlife on the track.
Right.
We don't want to talk about that.
But that's just, yeah. Yeah. I mean, 2005, 10 people died. One crash. 10 people died. 3 riders, 6 spectators, and 1 marshal. That's one crash. Yeah. It's the only race in the world that has a 3-person per year average body count.
Right.
Holy fuck.
And people still sign up for this shit, dude.
Wait until they open the D3 down in Czechoslovakia.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, people still work their whole lives to go and do this, right? I mean, I'm on a list with a whole bunch of people I follow that are just working their balls off, living on the island, doing track days on the island, to someday end up.
Well, it's the Mount Everest. I mean, how
It
many
is.
people die climbing Mount Everest? It's the same thing.
That's a perfect example.
Pikes Peak Racing.
That is a perfect example. Yeah, that is a fucking perfect example. It's one of those places that when you go there, you're kind of like, okay, man, I'm well in past my depth on this one. Hey, it's Mad Sunday. You want to go out and ride your bikes around the island? No, that's cool. You have fun with that. Mm-hmm. That's great. I know how fucking how many people have died on these roads. That's cool. I'm gonna hang back. You guys have a great time. I'm gonna go sit up and make fun of people blowing corners. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a good spot. And I'm gonna watch all these fucking pikers coming along the street and just blow that corner over and over again while I'm having a beer. And I'm just gonna be like, huh? Yeah, because I'm not gonna go out there. I do not want to be a statistic. It's expensive to get there. It's expensive to be there.
It's
And
like
expensive
watching
to get
people
home.
on the Wild Mouse out at Cedar Point.
If the mouse didn't have any seatbelts. Yeah, it's fucking
Which half
scary.
of them don't.
Yeah, those are Sturgis levels of death. Thank you, Matt from Moto Hop. That was completely well played. Yeah. Oh God, man. Yeah, that's something. I did not know this. The only season without a fatality was 1982.
Yeah.
Yay, we got one. 120 some fucking years. We got 1 year without a fatality. Yeah, that's something. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess if you gotta go out,
Yeah.
you'd be like,
Yeah.
like
Okay,
like,
but
you're just done.
But the
dude.
other side of it is, okay, I did something stupid. Like, I'm going to cross over this fence.
Oh, not talking about
It's like spectators.
Yeah.
Like spectators. That shit to me.
No, you gotta be an idiot to get killed as a spectator. Come on, man.
Oh, man. I love on Wikipedia, there's a whole list of all the riders that died, right? And the countries they come from and everything else. And it's really enlightening to kind of look it up and see where they died and everything else. And that list goes on because it goes on and on and on. And it just fucking keeps going. I'm still going. And it just keeps cruising along. And then after the list of all the riders, because I'm up to 260 now and it just keeps going. And then after 270 riders, then it gets into the list of, and I shit you not, race officials. It's deadly to fucking be a referee. I don't know too many soccer referees that get killed.
No.
I don't know too many baseball umpires that get fucking killed doing their job.
And I didn't laugh at the misfortune of anybody
No.
dying. It's just the shock of like thinking that a referee would have been killed.
Okay, I've got another one for you. How many people do you think died on parade laps? There's a statistic.
Well,
It's more than one.
that might have been me this last time.
Okay.
In Ohio, I could have
Yeah,
been this thing.
2 people, a guy from Switzerland and a guy from the UK, both died on parade laps.
Jeez.
Yeah. Dude, it's a parade lap. And you have a body count. How the fuck do you have a parade lap body count? You've been on a parade lap. What if somebody literally said, "Hey guys, we're going out for 3 laps of Mid-Ohio."
Let's
Not
fucking
all
die.
of you not all of you might come back, right? There is a greater than 0% chance of death. Yeah.
I mean, I do take that as a possibility.
Well, yeah, I mean, in theory, it sort of could be a possibility, but
They had to list the number of dead spectators literally by competition and non-competition. So some of these assholes got killed watching other people not racing.
Wow.
You're spectating a non-event. Nope, you're dead. You're just dead. You're just dead.
no.
Just
You're just fucking. Why you went to see a motorcycle race? Dead. You're dead.
Dead.
Yeah, that's it. And here's the thing, New Zealanders, be careful because you are disproportionately high in the fucking ratings for being murdered at the Isle of Man.
Uh-oh.
Like number 1, UK. That doesn't shock anybody.
No.
Number 2, Isle of Man Nationals. Okay, yeah, you live there.
Well, when a motorcycle comes through your front garden in
Also,
your house,
that's true. I didn't even think about
Right.
that. Right? You could have been watching
I'm
TV.
watching television. All of a sudden, a fucking asshole comes through my front door.
What the fuck? At
This
100
is
miles
so
an hour.
realistic.
Totally immersive. So, yeah.
This is not "Are you being served?" This is some asshole on a motorcycle.
Can you
This is
imagine living
crazy.
there and not being into motorcycles?
Oh
like you
my
just didn't know for
God.
some reason, like you inherited it from your other family members. You
It's-
get there and you're like,
Oh,
oh, so
come on.
what a quaint, lovely house on this beautiful seaside.
Oh, everybody's front yard I was standing in, like, Oscar and I tried really hard to find all the best spots.
Yeah.
And you're like, these people rent out what exists in front of their house. I'm not going to call it a yard.
I've been to enough Mardi Gras, so I know exactly how this works.
Yeah, it is very regulated. It is very legit.
What you do is you rent your shit out and
Yeah.
get the fuck out
and
of town.
leave and go away.
Oh,
Exactly.
we're
Yeah.
going to Paris. Fuck
Of course.
you people.
Oh, the guy that rented us the house, he was not going to hang around. Yeah, it's crazy. Like, yeah, 200. And by the way, Isle of Man people who live there, people who live in the Isle of Man, nationality for deaths, only 18. 18. And they live there. 18 deaths.
and 1 horse.
Yeah, they didn't list the horse. But United Kingdom, 207. So what does that tell you? The locals got that shit figured out. The locals got it figured out. Their body count, only 18. But New Zealand is right there, and New Zealand is really far from Isle of Man. Whereas if you live in the Isle of Man, you live very close to the Isle of Man. So you live very close to the Isle of Man, 18 deaths. All the way from fucking New Zealand, 2nd place. Yeah. Holy shit.
Like I said, the Manx just fuck off for the week.
There's something to. There's got to be something to that. That is something. I want to know the one guy from Malta that died. Got to give that guy some props, man.
Yeah.
One South African.
Oh, man.
One South African in all the years, 100 years. One South
I
African.
forgot. Ha ha ha. No.
Statistically, South Africans don't die at the Isle of Man.
How many
Yeah.
people from New Orleans?
We have yet to. We have
He
yet
was
to prove
that
one.
prince that was riding the Unibike, the one-wheeled motorcycle.
Hey, here's an interesting stat. 0 from the United States of America.
Oh,
Yes.
0 deaths at the island. See, we're good at something.
No,
We're
well,
good at something.
We're number
There's hope
one
for you,
at
Tom.
something.
We've never died. Nobody from America
I've lived
has
in
ever
I've lived
died.
in 3 of the top 10 most deadliest cities in America.
America.
I'm going to die at the Isle of Man.
Yeah, I was shocked when I was like, Cleveland's at the number 1 slot. Like, did you see that the other day? Somebody said something about like, oh, the most dangerous cities
Per
in America.
capita?
I don't even know.
How the hell did it beat East St.
We're like
Louis?
number
There's no
7.
fucking
We're
way.
not that bad.
No,
We're definitely in the top 10, though.
No. Well,
Yeah.
yes, no, top 10. But
Yeah.
that's the thing is, I literally, because Baltimore is a shithole
Right.
that is like number 4-ish. New Orleans is always up by East St. Louis, so it's like 1 or 3.
Why don't we have more fans in different states? Because Tom insults every state, everywhere. Oh, you live in, but fuck you from Baltimore. You're from Philly. Philly fucking sucks. Chicago, that's a shithole. Holy
Philly,
fuck,
nah,
man.
people in
Like,
Philly will tell you.
Burlington, Vermont.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck
Burlington.
too.
Fuck you.
He
Fuck
gets
you and the horse you
specific.
rode in on.
He's getting down to
Way to go,
counties.
you moose humper.
You know what? Portland, Maine's kind of nice.
This fucking guy.
I was sorry, that was a misquote. I literally saw that the other day, and I realized that was the most violent crime in Ohio, and like no fucking shit.
What,
Obviously,
moose
Columbus, Dayton, and
No.
Cincinnati are nowhere near Cleveland for violent crime. Yeah,
I thought Toledo was like the top.
I don't think. I mean,
Like per capita, I figure Toledo. Like I've heard horror stories about Toledo.
Oh, yeah. Toledo's
Yeah.
fun. I used to record there a lot, and like it got interesting at night.
We
man.
went up there last year for like Christmas time, and it was like, wow, this place is really fucking run down.
Dude, my buddy Boomer, he's like legitimate, like he's been into this shit since like 1990, like
Okay.
doing the jiu-jitsu stuff. And so this was like probably in the mid 2000s. I was working on an album with him for this label. And so we went out for a drink at like 1 a.m. just because we were still recording and shit, you know? And it was so ghetto. Like we were in this bar and it was so like everybody was just fucking gross. And so this dude came up and said something. It was like, I'm like, oh, dude, you're picking a fight with the wrong dude. Like I was just thinking that, right? And so the dude came and said something kind of like derogatory toward both of us, like we were there together or whatever. And Boomer's like, yeah, okay, whatever, dude, you know? Because like obviously we were like kind of rave DJ, so we looked a certain way and this guy wasn't having it, right? And so next thing I know, Boomer stands up, the guy takes a swing at him, and 1 second later, the dude is like out cold on the floor, just laying there. It was pretty fucking impressive. I was like, wow, that shit. Like that was the first time I ever saw jiu-jitsu actually do its thing.
do its job.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, that was fucking
As
pretty
advertised.
impressive. Yeah, that was pretty
Turns
cool.
out, if you practice for a really long time,
Yeah.
you can knock a motherfucker out.
And not one other person said anything to us as we casually strolled out of the place.
No,
either,
I'm
which
sure
was
they
pretty
did.
Cool. I was like his date though. I totally walked in front of him, like leaving him as the last guy. Like, yeah, you can go ahead and take care of anybody that comes in.
For real. I was told once years ago that if your city doesn't have a Vespa dealership,
Yeah,
you shouldn't live there.
yeah.
And that makes
Believe it.
sense.
You know, I was told
I've done a bit of traveling.
I was told if your town doesn't have a Meyer, the same thing.
What's a Meyer?
At the grocery
I
store.
love Meyer, man.
Meyer is a
Yeah.
lives in the shadow of Giant Eagle.
$4.99 sushi on Wednesdays. You can't beat it, man. It's fucking good. They have
Yeah.
all. Well, for me, vegetable sushi is so good.
Yeah, I'm spoiled. Yeah, I'm spoiled. That's just me being, you know, I'm proud of our local Giant Eagle. That's all.
Oh yeah,
The Warren one's kind of a little.
I don't
dated.
know. Giant Eagle can fuck off. I'll take a Kroger.
dude.
Listen.
This
or
is,
Wegmans.
This is the new level I hit.
Wegmans. Oh.
We got a fucking right down 1 block from Summit now. They put in a new sheets, and I'm stoked.
Yes.
Now lunch is on, dude, because you can get my.
You can program a sandwich.
MTO, yeah.
Yeah, you
But
can
that's
program
like,
a sandwich.
That's like high living in my standards. I'm like a good sheet sandwich. Hell yeah.
that Buc-ee's exists.
Yeah.
Like the fact that America, the one thing we've truly excelled at in the past 20 years is not the space program. Yeah, no. It's certainly not the economy, right? But what I will say that we can hold our head proud. We can say we are dominant in the world of gas stations. Nobody does a better gas station than America. The fucking the mecca that is 1,500 parking spaces. And what was it, Tom? How many pumps? 400
like
pumps?
400.
Oh god, they're
Yeah.
ridiculous.
400 fucking pumps.
I actually I get so much anxiety going near a Buc-ee's that I fuck off and go to the Chevron across the street.
Oh my God, that would be
they're
hilarious.
annoying
Just
as
to go
shit.
in the Chevron across the street from Buc-ee's, you'd be like, I just can't take it.
I can't take it.
I just
well,
can't take
they
it.
put
you
the
know what?
they put the one
Therapists
out-
are standing by.
I want a big
Right.
buck and brisket right now.
Well, of course you do.
They
But
put the one outside of Barber. It's in Leeds. It's Big Buc-ee's. And I kid you not, the guys at Chevron will literally thank you for coming in. The Chevron that's been there for fucking 60 years.
Right. The Buc-ee's had
And
to
they
go
will be like,
somewhere.
please, God, thank you for coming in here and buying ice and everything else. I'm like, I hate that fucking place.
It is an overwhelming experience. My first Buc-ee's experience was with you.
Yeah.
Joe V says, I'm all caught up on your Spotify podcast. I need to stop listening live so I can listen during work. Keep it up. Love a mini bike guy from NorCal. Yeah, no shit. We dropped a bunch. I dropped a bunch of episodes on the audio.
It's so anxiety inducing. It's like being in a Walmart parking lot. You're like, fuck, where do I fucking go?
And the funny thing too is it's not just a weird shopping experience, but you do feel like you're on the clock. Because what is the average amount of time somebody spends in a Buc-ee's? It is way shorter than the amount of time somebody spends in a Walmart because you're on a road trip and your car's out there. It can only hold 36 gallons.
And in the meanwhile, the Ferris wheel. The line for the Ferris wheel alone is just for fucking ever. And that fucking Buc-ee guy.
That's
is
for the
just
one from
chasing
the
you.
IX.
Let me add something to this though. Like
the beaver wheel.
Their
Beaver
shit
wheel.
isn't crappy. Like I bought a fucking backpack, like a military style backpack
Really?
for my camera gear and shit. It's the best backpack I've ever fucking owned in my life. It was $40. It has more fucking like good solid pockets, mesh pockets on the inside, padded areas. This thing, I've used it for work now for fucking 2.5 years, and it's flawless. It's like, seriously, it's the best. And you look it up anywhere else, it's like almost $200.
I have a two
Made in China.
I don't give a fuck where it was made. It fucking works.
I have a
dude.
2 dozen can Buc-ee's cooler that I bought at the original Buc-ee's that's out between San Antonio and Houston like 20 years ago. And the thing still keeps ice and everything else in the can's cold. It's fucking weird. It is not bad.
It is one of those places. The very first time I went to one and saw the experience, I was legit overwhelmed. And I just said, I don't have enough time for this.
Yeah.
So
And I went to their prepared foods thing, and I was like, I'm just going to grab this and get the fuck out of here.
Fresh biscuit on the board.
Wow, that 2 dozen can cooler will fit almost a whole case.
Yeah. It literally.
But you know what? After Buc-ee's like excitement wears off, right? And you kind of get it down, you can get in and out really fucking quick.
Sure.
Like once you figure out where you get your stuff, I'm like, okay, I know I'm going to get
need
this,
banana
that,
pudding.
boom, out.
I need banana pudding, a big buck and brisket.
Yep.
And a sausage on a stick. Wasn't that your gig?
I think that was a one and done deal.
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
it?
All right. No more sausages, huh?
Now,
No, I'll eat sausage.
do you know what's fucking hilarious is I didn't know this until we went down there, but 18-wheelers are not allowed at Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
No.
And so despite being the planet's largest fucking truck stop, which is the Iowa 80 truck stop, Buc-ee's does not allow 18-wheelers. So as weird as that is, and every single pump I saw had a diesel outlet on it. Like they're leaning heavy into that whole like rolling coal thing.
Yeah.
But I was shocked when I got there. I was like, there's no 18-wheelers.
There's too many pumps to fit in an 18-wheeler.
It's so weird. It's such a weird
But you know what? That's
experience.
crazy. Like, how much safety has to be there? Because like, if one pump went up, like that would be fucking
I can't even imagine.
insanity, dude.
I can't even imagine.
Now, I haven't been around in one enough to notice it, but have you ever seen the Halon gas station fire extinguishers that like are overhead Halon just fuck you
dump
Halon?
Halon. Yeah, they're just.
I
dump
imagine
Halon.
it's literally all that.
Man, anyway, it's just overwhelming. That's it. I think that when Buc-ee's figures out and just puts a capsule hotel, like just leans into it, and Buc-ee's will have like a whole room that is just capsule hotels for people that just need 8 hours. They just need 8 hours of sleep, and you can go in and do the trucker shower thing and the whole thing.
And then suddenly it's Howard Johnson's.
Well, I mean, what meal can't you eat at Buc-ee's?
Oh, Stuckey's.
Oh, Stuckey's and Buc-ee's.
It's just going to be Stuckey's.
Yeah, Buc-ee's and Stuckey's. That's not a bad idea.
Didn't they have a Stookies?
Do the same thing, or was that just somebody bought a Stuckey's and put one less letter on it?
But there was a place called Stookies.
Are we just
no, it's
repronouncing Stuckey's?
No,
Sean got it
I think
right.
you're thinking of Stuckey's.
Sean
John.
O'Hara, semis are not allowed at Buc-ee's. However, anybody with a Class A motorhome towing a giant trailer. Oh, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Or a giant U-Haul towing a giant
This is
trailer
why,
behind
this is,
him.
this is why
Can
all
confirm.
the bollards on the diesel pumps are all bent.
Can confirm. Can confirm. I thought Stuckey's and Stuckey. I think Stuckey.
I think he's thinking of Stuckey's. I just think it's
Okay,
'cause
maybe I'm wrong.
over the years.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so we probably just
It probably
pronunciate it
You
wrong.
know, it probably is pronounced Stookies. But
know.
the rest of us are just,
Shonies or Shunnies?
Shoney's are Shoney's.
big boy.
Oh, boy. W.S. Stuckey started Stuckey's in 1937 with a roadside stand selling pecans. Or, I'm sorry, pecans.
Pecans.
Pecan
that's
log.
Just had to do
That's
that.
that's the only reason why you went to a Stuckey's was for the
I was
log.
hoping you were
Got the
going to say
pecan-
it. They started selling
You drop a
boiled
log
penis.
and you get a log.
I'd like to open a dentist office right next to the Stuckey's for people to pull their teeth out, eating those pecan
Ripping their
logs.
fucking
God.
teeth out.
Get down south, get some of that boiled penis.
In Wisconsin,
that
it's
freaked me
Quick
the
Trip.
fuck out, dude. This guy was like that one time screaming at me, "Hey, boy, you ever tried any boiled penis?"
I'm like, no.
I'm like, no,
bruh.
no, haven't. You never tried no boiled penis? No, sir, no, haven't. And then he holds
Sorry,
up
that was more than I can handle. I dropped my drink.
Well,
he holds up the
you need
bag
some
and
penis.
it was
sheer
boiled
thought.
peanuts. And it just
That's
his
all right.
fucking accent was kicking, and I was like, dude, no thank you. No
My-
offense, but no, I'm good, man.
But they should serve those in the Midwest at the Come and Go.
Yeah, right? Get your boiled penis at the come and
Come
go.
and
The donkey fish sticks?
I don't eat fish sticks.
Oh,
Go.
Yeah. If you haven't, you know what?
Get
I
your
don't wanna
prostate
support
checked.
any major corporations, but if you haven't seen the last 3 episodes of South Park,
yeah.
you might want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it.
Sorry. You know, I mean, I'm all about having a good time and all, but there hasn't been this level of fuck you in a long time.
Yeah.
It's weapons grade fuck you.
Game on.
I like it
Game on,
all
fuck you.
around.
Yeah. Yeah. I've never had so much fun looking at a little tiny dick. It has truly changed my life. I'm just like, wow.
That's funny. I see one every day. Oh, no, I don't. Never mind.
I guess my
Available
statement
on the
would have to be,
OnlyFans.
I've seen a lot of bravery in my life. I've seen some bravery. I've seen people go into burning buildings. I've seen people do all kinds of brave things and heroic things. But nobody right now in America is more brave than Matt and Trey. Matt Parker and Trey Stone are brave motherfuckers.
Have you seen the amount of fucks they tend to give?
I'm
This
there,
was
man.
this is what they live for.
I'm just telling you right now, man.
You wait. You mean we could actually?
This is their Isle of Man.
This
Right.
is the Isle of Man. They are truly going where no
go on
man
the
has
track.
gone before.
They just had a new lap record.
Yeah. You remember that scene in the end of Indiana Jones when they're like, "Don't look into the light." Matt and Trey are staring into
yeah.
the light, and they're just like, "Fuck it, we'll take it. We can deal with it. We're gonna ride it out. We're gonna defy this power." It is wild. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, it's goofy. The
Like there is food here.
on a motorcycle note, if you are going to be in the Ohioland area, if you're going to be in the Ohioland area on Labor Day weekend and you don't have any other plans or your plans are not as good as, definitely go to the Friendly Hills, I think it's called Friendly Hills campsite and conference center, because at the very worst, you can hang out with a lot of fun people and interesting people about, and see about Moto Guzzis and all kinds of cool bikes
You can
show
be
up.
old man for an entire weekend.
You could be old man hard for an entire weekend, but Andrea Blake's going to be there. Paul Kohler's going to be there. We're going to have all the right people. Are going to be all there at the right time. Very excited about that.
But what if I don't own a Moto Guzzi? Can
Doesn't
I
matter.
still ride?
Doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I've been there on all kinds of bikes. But what is
it
kind
just so happens that we know where you can get one.
but it also just so happens that the area around it is resplendent with really good riding roads. And it's also right in the Muskegon River Valley, so it's nice and cool. The temperatures are nice. Even if it's 100 degrees out, when you get down in the campsite, it's nice and cool. It's a good time. They make a hell of a good dinner. They really do take care of you. It's hard to leave there without a goodie bag.
Do you need to pre-register or something?
That's a darn good question.
And when was this? Was this a something?
Labor Day weekend.
Oh.
Coming up fast.
Yeah, coming up real fast, like 2 weeks, right? Right. This is a good one. This is one that you're going to be like, I had a good time. I actually had a really, really good time. This is the Ohio or the Buc-ee Moto Guzzi Rally. That's what you need to look it up as. You're going to have a good time. It's a lot of fun. Mostly, though, I do recommend having a motorcycle. You can sleep in the dorm, the fart factory. Have you done that, Chris?
I've done that.
You slept in the dorm.
Yep.
I slept in my van. How was the dorm?
It was quiet, but I went to the ladies' dorm.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, because the men's dorm was a fart factory. and there's like two gals and the ladies. They didn't give a shit.
And they didn't give a shit that you were in there.
No.
I like that. I like that non-binary decision that you
Pro
made.
tip.
That is good.
Fucking rooster in the hen
Rooster.
Oh, that's actually
shit.
Chris got really
Farmer was
excited
in
when
the
he
hen
realized that all the doors had like
Cock
little
of the
windows
walk.
in them.
Yeah. Oh man. Well, Andrea Blake is the rep, so she's the Ohio Moto Guzzi rep. Andrea does great in all things she does. We love Andrea so much. And
They took second place running our colors, man.
and they didn't die.
I know, and they did wipe out once, but they did okay. But yeah, but somebody did die that week.
That was my point.
Yeah.
Like my point is, that was not a 100% everyone gets away, everyone goes home weekend.
No.
And so I normally don't associate sidecar racing with a potential fatality.
Yeah.
But that's a thing that happened.
Yeah.
And but it just seems like that was his time.
But his report was really good. His new sidecar, which was an Isle of Man sidecar.
Fucking cool, man.
Many
Super
times
cool.
ran it. He said it was powerful as shit. He said he burned the tires off.
I
of
saw
it.
the tires, dude.
Yeah.
It looked like those tires didn't owe him a
He
nickel.
said he said if he'd had more time on it and better tires, he could have taken the 1000cc bikes. It's set up that well. So it's
Excuse
cool.
my ignorance, but what kind of tires do they run on those things?
It's a specific Hoosier
Yeah, it's Hoosier.
sidecar
Yeah.
tire.
Okay, so it's not
Yeah.
adapted from cars. It's not, but it's not a.
I mean, it
motorcycle.
might be some weird class of thing, but it's basically like a 10-inch.
Yeah, I've seen them before.
Fucking
I just didn't
Chevy
know if it
wheel.
was specifically made for sidecars.
I
or
think it
something
is.
that was adapted from another use.
And I think Paul even says different shores for the different tires and whatever, because your
And
power
so
tires.
What you're going to want to do if you're paying attention right now and you have your thumb-powered device, you're going to go to Gearhead Racing, and that's spelled strange. It's spelled Geerhed, like Gearhead. Gearhead Racing. Go to Gearhead Racing, and you're going to go to their website. It's super fun and awesome. And this is what they're doing, and the
know.
new rig is shit hot.
Yeah, well, he's working on a new paint scheme and stuff, but I know he's looking for sponsors too. So if anybody's interested,
Go ahead and throw the image up.
Yeah,
He's got one sponsor.
yeah,
Actually, he's got
Hey.
two.
yeah.
So he's got two sponsors on there right now. I ponied up. Moto Stories is right there on the front deck, on the front porch. I'm proud to have my symbol on the side of this thing. I'm proud to have my brand on this thing. Look at that big air intake snort and snot on the front of that thing. It's cool.
Like this is such a step up. Like his other bike was like he made it work.
Yeah.
But he was literally laying on the valve covers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this bike, look at that.
It's sexy.
Yeah, it's an actual real hack, man.
Yeah, that's legit as hell. And it's probably only 30 years old,
Yeah.
which in the world of sidecar racing is somewhat young.
Brand new.
Yeah, how cool is that, though? I'm so proud of those guys. They make me so happy. What they're doing, what Paul and Andrea are doing is just the coolest fucking thing. I mean, that's neat, man. That's what I wanted to do since I was a little kid.
Crazy pants.
Yeah, that's just fucking awesome.
You see the little heart? That's for the buddy. He passed away, unfortunately.
So,
but
yeah, I'm really, really, I'm impressed with everything they got going on. That's
Yeah,
cool. And
really
to
cool.
follow Tom's, you see what's in the background?
what's that? Oh, sorry.
Throw that picture up.
Yeah.
What's in the background? Huh? Fire extinguisher.
Yep.
Look at that.
You see how far away it is?
Yeah, exactly the
important
right
part.
distance.
I didn't think about that. I
Not
should probably get one of
In
those.
the fire zone.
Nope.
It's not where the fire is. It's close to where the fire is.
Experience will tell you to put a fire extinguisher 3 feet away.
Yeah.
Wisdom will tell you, A, to check and make sure it's charged, and
Right.
B, to have a second one another 3 foot away.
Yeah, I like that Paul's crutch is currently leaning on the fire extinguisher. Or the cinder block behind the fire extinguisher. But I think that's cool. It's super sexy. They're out there racing that sidecar.
Sean
Really
Sean asks if we have any more of those stickers.
I was gonna make a couple runs of them.
So
Yeah.
that's a Sleepy production right there. So Sleepy made that big bastard.
Yeah.
So that's super cool. Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very stoked for those guys.
Cricket.
Yeah, right. Well, that's the thing. These artsy types, these creatives over here, they do
Sorry.
cool shit, man. That's neat.
Yeah, but you have to pay the price. You
You got to weed it.
No, your brain's also fucking crazy.
Oh,
so there's
okay.
that
Oh,
part
I
of
don't
it,
mean
too.
the price of the sticker.
Oh yeah, no.
No, you're
Yeah, weeding.
Your brain's like a bag of birds.
Yeah, right. But like the weeding of it did suck, man. Like that really sucked.
Yeah.
And then I had the brilliant idea of making them a bunch of names because they never had their names on their thing. So I'm fucking weeding away.
Yeah.
All that shit. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, weeding is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of our friends, Jim
I
Lonzo.
assume you're saying like removing the part of the plastic that you don't want.
Yeah, and then you got to lay the shit on top of it, right? And unfortunately, I can't find where, like the old days of cutting vinyl would have like that almost like papery like overlay. I can't find it, and the Cricut shit sucks because it sticks so hard.
It's
You
hard.
can fuck up you can work for 30 minutes making a big sticker, and then
And
you're
blow
laying
it.
the fucking top layer.
You need
on
that
it.
wax paper.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks. But
It's-
anyways,
it's a different game now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super cool. I think that's just totally rad, and I will like, I don't know how. I'm gonna trick somebody. I'm gonna trick somebody. I'm gonna get on a sidecar rig.
oh, Paul, let you ride it.
I'm gonna make some sort of
I was gonna say every time he talks, he says they're always looking for a monkey.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a no upper body strength.
Yeah.
I'm nowhere near as tough as Andrea is.
You're a pretty big.
I'll do it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna lay
I
there.
thought Piper was training. She was all excited.
She was into that.
She's monkey
Yeah.
training.
Yeah,
Dude,
a
that's
couple years
scary.
ago when we met Andrea, I met Paul and Andrea through Piper jumping on their bike when we were trying to interview them. And then I think at first Paul was like, "Who's these fucking guys talking to my ladies?" And then he realized that we were just actually filming and we were interested in what was going on. And then 5 minutes later, he's like my new best pal, and now we're actually really good friends.
Yeah, and he's a great guy.
Yeah. But Piper was there, and so like Andrea was showing Piper like where to grab, how to lean, and she was getting into it, man. Like I was like, oh shit, she might be into this, man.
It's cool. I mean, it's super cool.
Yeah.
And if shit gets too hairy, peace out.
Yeah. there ain't no tether.
See you on the last lap, pal.
I thought that was weird, but I thought about that. I'm like, yeah, you probably don't want to be hanging behind it, like knocked out or something, dragging behind the bike.
No,
like,
you don't. I think the best place to be is not with it.
Yeah.
Hun,
Yeah.
we got 100 more yards. Just hang in there. I'm going to finish first before we stop.
Or if something rolled
I'm-
or flipped and now you're attached to it, oh, not good.
That
yeah.
my wife's heard that how many times?
Oh, hang on, it'll all be over soon. Yeah.
You only feel a pinch. It's only going to take a second.
Yeah. Oh my God. In just the tip and just for a minute. That is going to be, I think the idea of the whole, just watching sidecars going around the track at all is also my favorite thing in the world. So, it's cool. Isle of Man, watching them fly through the air is insane. It's just wrong on so many levels.
If you have never seen sidecar racing, on my YouTube channel, we slapped the 360 cam
Sure
on
did.
Paul's cart, and I left it in 360 mode, so you can drive the video. So you can look anywhere in the video and follow him around the track. And I think he wins the race that time.
He does great. And I also, halfway through that video, I found myself sweating.
Yeah.
And I was sitting on my couch. And I'm just sitting there. I'm holding up my laptop, and I'm just scrolling around in the shot. I'm like, oh, man, he passed that guy. Let me look at the fuck
That's
you
the
face.
fun part is, when these passing people, and the guy's like, oh!
Oh, yeah. I look, the one guy's just mean mugging hard.
yeah.
He passes that guy in a black rig, and he's like, the dude is like, fuck you, I'm going to get you. And he's like, no, you're not. You're not going to
Even
get
when
him.
he gets the whole shot
Yeah.
at the beginning of the race, that dude in the red, white, and blue cart, you can see him. He's like,
Oh, he's like pedaling.
Yeah,
he wants
dude.
to get it. It's so much
If
fun.
he had a horse whip, he would have been slapping that
caning it.
sidecar, dude.
Oh, it's so much fun. And I watched that video, and halfway through, I'm like, I can't race it. I can't even watch it, for fuck's sake, man.
Yeah.
Like, I got a heart rate, I got like 128 going, and I'm like, and I'm watching it on a fucking 12-inch screen. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Well, imagine doing that in the IRL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something.
was
That's
cool.
a big deal. And that's also that kind of a weird, freaky, oddball thing where you're like, if 4 guys show up, that was a good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of sidecar races where there wasn't a third person on the podium.
Right. Well, and that's the sad part, because in Europe, it's huge.
Yeah.
And then here, people are like, say what?
It is. It's really like there's
It's
a
like
giant blind spot.
I think swamp buggy racing is a little bit more popular in some
Way
places.
more popular,
Which
yeah.
sucks, though, because it's
that
so
excuse me,
interesting.
that's sippy hole racing.
Yeah.
Sippy, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the fact that they had to get a sidecar from no shit, a nondescript island in the middle of the North Sea,
Yeah.
right? Because they couldn't find one here.
Which, by the way, was shipped to them that they didn't strap it down.
No. It was just rolling around in the
sitting around
box.
in the box. Yeah.
So freaking ridiculous.
So like I was there. It's funny. So check. Like I shot the whole thing for a YouTube video. Right. Paul called me. Like this was like I don't know March.
Yeah, I remember.
So I went
yeah.
out to Akron. And like so I got all the stuff, man. I have it. Him opening the crate and everything. But then he was like, huh. Like it wasn't like the big happy experience because the fucking thing wasn't strapped down. So he was like, "Yeah, let's not show anybody." I kind of
I'd been shit next, literally gone across the planet, sliding around inside a box.
And then the dude said he'd paint it for him, and he literally like they took the garden hose with some paint and were just like,
yeah, that's bullshit. Yeah.
So when he stripped it, it had like 30 layers of paint. That's why it ended up just being the flat green for right now.
Yeah, and that's fine. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, man. Yeah, you got to do what you want. So because I can't leave anything alone, Sleepy, throw this up.
Yep.
Okay, boys, this is it. This is what we're doing. F2 Racing Sidecar for sale. Story, Iowa. Story City, Iowa. One of you guys probably knows where that is. F2 Racing Sidecar powered by a strong stock 208 Suzuki GSX R600 motor, stock ECU and airbox equipped with Tony Baker flat sump and a partridge and a pear tree. It goes on forever because sidecar rigs are always fucking complicated.
Yeah, Tony Smith once licked the 5 side.
Yeah, 18 piston brake, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But this rig is sold. It existed, but it's gone, and it was $9,000. So for $9,000, you could have had
Look at that.
That's
Look at the
sexy
monkey
shit.
flying
Look at
all that shit.
Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, that's so rad.
That's cool. Yeah, your wife won't get involved in your hobby. Start sidecar racing.
But I mean, like, it doesn't even drive like a motorcycle. There's
No.
I would love to experience it too.
Me too. I'm just, yeah. I just picture, like, when I was a kid, the AFX slot car sets.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I picture. Just, like, ridiculous amounts of grip
Yeah.
until you overcook it, and then you're backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't seem like the kind of thing that there's, like, you can just stick to the threshold
Now, can
for a
you
real long
high
time.
side a hack?
Of course you can. It's
Like
not
that
as,
low of one?
I mean,
I guess, yeah, if you're going that way.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and I've seen sidecars upside down, so I know it can happen.
Yeah, I guess
I don't
so.
want it to happen. That seems like a
No.
terrible place to be. Again, best to not be there at the point of impact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something, man.
It's interesting.
It is interesting, and it's sexy. Yeah, it's cool.
And you get to do big paint schemes and all the graphics if you want. So that kind of it's more like a NASCAR-y motorcycle because you have more landscape to do shit with, you know?
Yes, it is. And there is that very cool kind of like, hey, I'm racing, and I am not normal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what happens. Like you'd think, like if you were like super scooter racer, you might graduate to sidecar racer. That kind of fits in. It's like the same kink.
Yeah, you're
You
right.
know?
Yeah, yeah. I like that. I think that's pretty badass. Our buddies up in Ontario, who are scooter boys, have been racing a sidecar rig for a lot of years now, and they have a really, really good time. And the fact is, I've also been like, hey, you know, one of these times, you know, if Tom's not available to do a monkey thing for you, I go out and monkey for you a little bit. And
Phil does like to monkey around.
I do, but they've always said, yeah, a lot of people have said that, and we know you. You're not going to be good at it. Yeah. You don't represent the picture of fitness that we need.
Well, you might be heavy enough that you just have to sit there.
That might be the trick. That might be. So where do you want this balance?
Well, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, if I'm just on that thing, I'm gonna make it not tippable, but it's also going to be not very fast.
John's just there in like a little half helmet, just chilling.
Nice. Yeah, just enjoying the shit out of it. Yeah. Yeah, that would be. I think that's.
man.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
think
stone
that's
ballast in the bottom of a ship.
right. Where on the sidecar do you need me to be? And I'm just gonna strap myself in.
Well, I heard when that dude brought the Janus with the sidecar to your shop,
Yeah.
I noticed he had like an 80-pound fucking weight.
Yeah,
in
he
the
keeps
sidecar
a
and shit.
steel plate in the
Yeah.
bucket because he normally has his dog in there. So since his dog is normally in there, go ahead and throw this up. So this is my friend Tom. He's the guy with his head on the ground. So that's their rig. That's their setup. And this is one of those things where I'm like, damn, Tom, you're doing some cool shit for a washed up scooter boy.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing some cool shit. And I'm like, yeah, I think I'd like to go out and try
And that actually looks like it's still kind of motorcycle-y a little bit.
Yeah,
Compared to like,
compared to what most of them look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Yeah.
So that's probably like a vintage class, like a heavier vintage.
Yeah, there
class.
he is again.
Oh wow, yeah.
So
Now that's more modern.
Yep. So that's my friend Vic Smith and my buddy Tom Relic. So that's their setup. Yeah,
That's rad.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what's fun too is that all the Sidecar people know each other.
Yeah.
And they're very much a big family. So when you go to the event, if you need something, there's no ill will. They all want you to get out on the track. They all want you to get laps in. They want
I got to
have
get
a
you
good
out
time.
there. I need somebody to race against.
Well, yeah, exactly. Right. What good is it going out there and getting an uncontested first or second place, right?
But you know what's funny though? You'd
Lot of
think that with
trophies.
that small of a community, like there would be no scuffles or anything. But like I've seen some videos where these dudes they take it so fucking seriously, like they get so mad over the plastic trophy that
Really?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah. Even
Yeah.
like almost hitting other guys in the pits and stuff. Like, oh no, I was just driving by, and it's like, I don't know, dude. That looked like you about whacked that dude in the shin, man.
Well,
Like,
I mean, that right there. So you throw that picture up, I think that's what you need. You do that for a marketing department, that's it. You're having a good day. Yeah, that seems like a hell of a lot of fun right there.
Does that bike have a chamber sticking out the side there? What is
It's a big fat exhaust.
Okay.
I like he's got the Gobshite team sticker on the front. So he's kept the Gobshite branding for the past 30 years for all of us that remember the old Ontario scooter days. Yeah. Pretty fucking cool, man.
I like how the tire is actually off the ground on the rig.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And and Tom's not a little guy for the record. Tom's my size person. And that's every bit of over 200 pounds being held up in the air by Vic Smith wrangling that motorcycle around. That's really cool
it's really
shit.
interesting to see because, like, it still is motorcycling, but look at the flat front tire. So, like, it's leaning, but it has a flat. That's weird.
No, that's it
I
doesn't.
mean, obviously,
Putting a
they know
little
what
counter
works.
steer in that thing right there. I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I just love and that's a vintage Yamaha powered bike. So that's that's vintage all around.
Wow.
So
That's
super cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I give a lot of credit to these guys. It's super fun. It's neat. Yeah, that's just about the greatest thing ever. And I think motorsport in all of its ways is great and it brings us a lot of joy. But getting into the weeds and getting into the weird motorsport stuff, yeah, man, I'm in. Oh, you mean we're gonna go race 100cc motorcycles? That sounds great.
Weird times?
Yeah,
Yes.
let's get. Yeah. It'll never get weird enough for me whatsoever. I went to a very expensive racing school, motorcycle racing school years ago, and I really wasn't sure what it was going to be when I signed up. And when I got there, they were like, "Okay, this is your XR100," and I was like, "I spent a lot of money to ride an XR100 for a weekend." Mm-hmm. Yes, you did, and it turns out it was one of the best weekends of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I promise you, it was a goddamn good time. Yeah, it was a really, really good time. I recommend little bikes. Going real fast on little bikes. It's a good day out. Yeah, can't have too much fun with that shit. So, yeah, I dig it. Anybody else got anything else? Yeah,
Yeah,
all
you
right.
know, actually, recently I found out my granddad was responsible for 28 downed German airplanes in World War II.
Oh,
Still to this day, he holds the record as the worst mechanic the Luftwaffe ever had.
I bought a motorcycle last week.
you did?
Yeah, minus the frame.
I saw that.
Actually, it was about a motorcycle and a half.
Yeah, that was a back seat full of motorcycle.
Oh my gosh! Why did I do that? I don't know. I'm selling. I'm peddling it. It's working out.
Yeah, good.
So it's
I've already-
so it's a bicycle.
No, it was a super. So why do you get a Super Hawk? But I want a CL77, so I'm going to tear the Super Hawk apart and find a CL77 frame to build it in.
That's a bad move.
Yeah, well, that's why it ended up in the back of my car. But I already got my money back, and I have an extra motor. I have extra everything, so that's cool.
Nice.
That is cool. Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Do you want to race a CB350 or do you want to race a Super Hawk? I think Phil has a
Oh, whatever.
Super Hawk carcass.
I have a
that
Super Hawk carcass
that needs a
to
motor
have, yeah,
and needs
yes, it
pipes.
does.
I've got both of those. You can have high pipes on it.
You
Burn
can-
the fuck
you
out
can
of your
have high
leg.
pipes on it.
Wow.
Ooh. Ooh.
If you've ever
So
wanted to burn the inside of your
sexy.
thigh, man, this is the time to do it.
This is the time to do it. Yeah, for real.
But
Yeah.
I wonder if not practicing with, the fast bike and then having that, you'd have like, that'd be like, you could really, really cane that fucking thing compared to like,
Sure.
I mean, track's track.
I know, but
Yeah.
different riding styles.
I'm also going to tell you that when you pay a lot of money and you travel a long distance to race, and your bike blows up, and somebody else has some reason that they can't race anymore, that they will give you their bike so you can go out and get your points. Mm-hmm. And I've done this a bunch of times, and I have given my bike to other people, and I've fucked up and I gave a guy a bike, and he totaled it out. I was being nice. I was being generous. And all he had to do was go out and just enjoy the race and bring my bike back.
Yeah, get whatever DNF, not DNF.
Not
points.
DNF.
Yeah.
Just go out and just be there.
Yeah.
And he instead wanted to go out and win it on a wrong bike in the wrong class and high-sided and exploded.
He did not.
And then a different guy, 3 weeks later, borrowed Merritt's bike and high-sided and exploded her bike. Oh. So, we're trying to help each other out. But on the same token, I'd like to ride the bikes I built. That'd be fun. But there is that sense of, like, I've had to go out on other people's bikes before, and I've been like, wow, this guy's bike is super fucking sketchy. Mm-hmm. And it is weird when you get out on a motorcycle and you're like, okay, I've been on this track 30 times. I know this track. I'm not worried about it. Okay, let's go. Let's go out and do a practice lap. And you're like, oh, I might not make it. Not the race, the practice lap. Because the bike is so sketchy. And you're like, does this guy even know, like, his headsets, his handlebars aren't connected to his wheel? Ooh. Does he have any idea how sketchy this shit is? Yeah, he's raced 30 races on it. And it gets through tech every single time. I have no idea. But that is the thing about when you go out and ride motorcycles on a racetrack, you'll realize that not everyone embraces the level of shit-togetherness that you do. Mm-hmm. And a lot of other people are out there like, all right, Becky, time to go get the motorcycle out of the shed. We're going to go out and do a couple of hot laps. And you're like, when was the last time you were on the track on that particular bike? And you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's always fun when you look down and see the wood screws.
The wood.
Oh, I'm only doing 130 miles an hour. Why is this held on with wood
They
screws?
haven't used that color tech sticker in at least 10 years. I know it. It's been a long time. Or you see the tires, and the tires are like, yeah, those aren't from this year. Those aren't from last year. Those aren't from this century.
They're wooden.
Oh, I looked at a pair of tires today. No shit.
Licorice.
The tires were dated 04.
Woo!
On a bike that was being ridden into my store. 21-year-old tires on a bike that was being ridden. And I'm like, I hit a little bump coming into my driveway, and it felt like I was on wooden buckboard wagon wheels because all of the emollients and everything oily in the rubber had left, and it was just as hard as this fucking table. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. And I called the customer. I'm like, you can't leave my shop on these tires without signing a waiver I haven't even written yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go work on a waiver because these tires are super duper dangerous. Yeah, that's where they're at. That's where people are. That's
Did they just say, oh, okay?
Oh, they were. I couldn't get them. I could not get them to spend money on tires.
Jeez.
Like, that was it. I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. And you're going to let your wife ride this bike. Awesome. Great. Cool. Oh, cool. That's great. The tires, and that's what killed me because the bike was...
It also killed Paul Walker.
The bike, yeah, right. The bike was an 05 and the tires were 04s, right? And you're like, God damn it. They are literally the original factory tires on this bike.
Marshall says those tires are illegal to drink.
They are. They are literally legal. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Those tires could consume alcohol.
It would actually help them.
Such a bad thing. So fucking weird. This week has definitely been the week of coercing people into spending money on their service bikes because you're like, come on, man. I know times are tough. I know people are having a little harder time scraping some money together. I get that. But there are things that you should not be skimping on. This is definitely not the time to just be like, oh, no, really, I got 6 holes in my tire, but you can put a tube in there, right? And I'm like, oh, dude.
You cannot squeeze a nickel out of that guy with the blue buddy.
No way, dude. That fucking bike.
I can see the air in that rear tire. Like, I can see the air in it.
That bike
The muffler's about to fall off the back of it.
That is the only bike that is going to make me change the statement, you can't kill a buddy scooter. This one guy's bike is going to make me be like, nope, we've seen it.
I just found 3 tubes that I had saved, and I was like, oh, I was going to throw them out just immediately, but I'm like, no, maybe I could take them up to Conneaut. We could use them as flotation devices.
Right.
There were 3 tubes with clear holes in them that I saved.
That you didn't throw away.
I'm like, well, I could patch them, and one had a patch on it that was leaking. I'm like,
no, are you fucking kidding me, man?
Ah, dude.
Yeah, we had one that we had hanging on the wall for years that one of our mechanics had found
Yes,
that
yes.
had like 11 patches on it.
Yes.
And they were like 4 different generations of patches. Like technology had changed, and the same inner tube the work it takes to remove an inner tube is a pain in the dick, and let alone to put a little fucking stupid sticky little patch on it and be like, that'll do, and put it back together and to do that 11 times. Fuck that.
I just recently changed those tires on that CB Butt 350 that I used the same tubes that were 30
Right.
years old, which
Right.
I'd like to point out that I was able to take the tires off and put them back together without pinching the tubes.
You
taking
have
them
a
off.
delicate touch. You have because every tube I've sold in the past 3 months, the guy's been back 3 times for like attempt 2, attempt 3, attempt 4, and I was like, are you aware that baby powder exists?
The new tires were harder than the old tires.
You're fucking yeah. The one guy was like, I need every of this size tire you can order for me, and I was like, really? No. So I ordered in a fleet of them, and in the past 2 months, he's sold me out. Yeah, the guy just cannot put on a tire. Like he is Mr. Pinch's tires.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just to have some?
I think he's
to
putting
bring
them
it in
on with
and-
like fucking shish kebab needles or like broadswords or some shit. Like, yeah, he's just straight at coming at these things way too aggressively.
I think it only took me 5 tubes to figure out how to put one on without pinching it, and now it's a rarity. It happens every now and again.
Yeah.
But I think after 5, I knew what I was doing.
90% of the time, I'm able to put the tire on without using any tools.
Correct. Right.
Yeah.
And that's taking your time and working the other side of the fucking tire so that tire is so deep in that groove that nothing could fit in there. Like no molecule of air could fit in there.
Yes.
And only then and only at that point should you even attempt to put the other side of the tire
Keep
on.
working it with your hands.
Yeah.
Keep working it with your hands.
Yeah.
Use your knee to get it in there.
And
pop
it.
Paul showed me this thing the other day. It clamps on. You screw it down. It clamps onto the top of the tire, and then this other thing comes in and pushes the bead down.
Nice.
And then you can put the thing in. It's really simple, and it looked, you just use a hand drill or something to do it, but it was really cool.
Instead of using 17 screwdrivers.
Right.
Right.
And have
Which
them fly
every
across
single
the
one of
room.
them
Yeah.
is going to punch a hole in
Sorry,
your tube.
No
sorry,
screwdrivers.
I'm spoiled. I like my machine.
Of
I
course.
like my 3 K&L red-handled screwdrivers that caught on fire once upon a time. I love my machine. It's perfect.
No screwdrivers are allowed, but you can sometimes use a handle from a crescent wrench. Works pretty
Right.
good.
That's a nice, soft,
Well,
rounded
yeah.
edge. Yeah, that's a good thing. It's hard when you're sitting here and you're like, the customer comes in and they're like, yeah, I need these 2 tubes. And like, you're not. You're going to need like 2 more of each of those. Because that's a 21-inch dirt bike wheel and that's an 18-inch dirt bike wheel. And
Oh,
That's-
21 inches? That's
21
easy.
is so easy. It's
Wait,
ridiculous.
That's the rear wheel off an Africa Twin.
Right. Yeah. And when people come in and I'm like,
It's like a 36.
oh, I like it. I
freaking
like it when they're like,
inner tube.
I need a 150 by 17 inner tube. And I'm like, what are you even doing? What on the fucking God's green earth are you actually doing? You don't need that. Like, stop. What are you trying to do? That's meant to be tubeless, and you're putting a tube in because something awful happened to your tires. I know what you're doing. I know. Don't try to lie to me. I know what's going on. And you're like, well, it's a Super Mo, so I did the conversion, and my rims are all full of 3M adhesive now, so I'm tubeless. No, you're lightly tubeless. You're kind of, sort of, almost tubeless. Wow. Yeah. You're
I mean, it
tubeless
can
and a
work.
non.
I did that.
I've done
once
it too.
on my the Husqvarna. Mm-hmm. I had that set up tubeless. It worked great, but you really have to do what they tell you, and you
Yeah.
got to clean them the way it tells you. You got to wire brush them the way it tells. If you don't do all that, it won't work.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Slappy McPigpen that was in here doing that job was probably not all fucking dialed in on the surgical cleanliness procedure.
Right.
Considering he had face tattoos and like 1 fingernail for his whole hands.
I'm not judging. I'm
Yeah.
just
Yeah. When he showed up, I just knew that he didn't do a good job sealing his rims. I just had that feeling based on the $300 car.
When you
Yeah.
said, "Did you seal the rims?" and he went, "Huh?"
Yeah.
That was the indicator.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they're good. Okay, great. That's cool. Because then when he came back in and asked for all the inner tubes, I was like, I guess you didn't seal them as good as you thought you sealed them. No, you didn't. I'm like, what are you even doing?
The Guzzi conversion with the O-rings freaked me out when I pulled the California apart. I was like, what in the hell?
Eastside Bob was telling me about how he put the tire inside the tire and then the tube for his ice racer.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
right.
like, oh, that sounds like fun.
Again, that's another one. There's not enough fucking callus on anybody's knuckles to perform that job. There's just no way you're getting away with that with any skin left on your fingers whatsoever. Yeah.
Oh, right, because they have to back the fucking spikes. With oh my god, that's insane.
Isn't it? That's fucking
yeah.
crazy.
Oh man.
Hey, congratulations. You want to get weird? Let's get weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll stick to the screws I have on my fucking SSR tires right now, which are just like zip, 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 zip. Nice AMA approved. You know, not going to hurt you too bad if you run over your friend's cock. It's going to be okay. Be all right. That carbite's just going to make it look like some weird 90s fetish fucking piercing party.
And on that tasty note,
Ride fast and take chances. Get us out of here, Johnny.
Bum 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 bum.
Eject, get us out of here, Sleepy. Hit the